Hello, and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Monday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The snow's on the way, and we are ready to go, even though it's 60-some degrees. I hope everybody's doing good today. Yikes. Volvo Trucks is on strike. Road checks coming up. There's a new head of the FMCSA. Have you heard about her? J.B. Hunt orders 3,000 trailers, even though there's a huge driver shortage. Wait a minute. Lytx announces their Driver of the Year. Isn't this a great program for Lytx? Wow, wouldn't you want that award hanging on your wall? There's some stocks and some fuel prices going on, and they're good and bad as usual. Fuel's down again, which is really something. And let's see, where did I go over here? Oh, right there. There it is. There's the clicky. All right, there's that. All right, so let's see, and I'm over here. And welcome. Michael Muller was first the other day. It's good to see you. And Keltarusu Travels I had on my screen first today. So that is good. It's good to see everybody. Misty, good morning. I hope everything's going good. George Costanza, yeah, hello. And I've done that too. When it's super windy, you just kind of ball the tarp up and throw a couple straps over it and hope for the best. What I would do, we always carried a bunch of wood. And so I'd throw them up there and then put the wood over it and strap all that down and kind of made your own load out of it. Anyway, Joan Ark, hello. What's going on? Hope it's going good down there. Ready for some snow? I don't know if it'll get that far down there. Kelly, what's happening? More cooking? Trucker Hershey, hello. It's good to see you. It's 10 inches of snow. Where's that going on? Maybe in Cleveland or something, right? Further north, maybe. The Grumpy Trucker, hello. 63 in St. Louis. That's super nice. Mark Ely is here. It's good to see you. Let's see. Kenneth P. Right, fellow degenerates. Hello there. Cartage Studios is here today. Stan Dodge watching from home. I appreciate that, certainly. Gear Jammer, hello from the Ben E. Keith Budweiser Warehouse. Is that the actual name of the warehouse? Is it actually called Ben E. Keith Budweiser? They have a commemorative warehouse for somebody? That's pretty good. It is the king of warehouses, I suppose. Chicken Hauler, happy Roller Wiener Monday from Alabama. It's good to see you. George Wilson, a good midday to everyone. Right, my police escort was a little late. I was kind of disappointed at them, but, we'll have a couple people fired and get that taken care of. John J., hello. Eddie McFadden, it's good to see you. Engine brakes here. Oh, that's pretty good. Not copyrighted, actually. Kelly, the Secret Service and FBI have entrances covered. Absolutely, right, of course. Always. Guards are available. Creature 937 Garage Door Trucker, one of the longest names on YouTube. What's happening? Alexandra, hello, from Grand Folks. Hey, are you feeling better today, I hope? How was last weekend? Are you feeling better today? Misty, happy Roller Wiener Monday, and of course I'm wearing sandals, naturally. There was a driver who was pictured in Georgia, if you saw that. It was in all the trucking things. Somebody took a picture of him. He was doing walking the line, are you drunk, walk this straight line kind of thing, and somebody commented on him that, not me, right? Oh, this is the end of truck, something to the effect of, this is what trucking's come to, someone half-dressed wearing pajamas and flip-flops. So there you go. And it did look like he had pajama bottoms on. And he did, then they made him take his flip-flops off. They were sitting there on the ground so he could try to walk the line. They arrested a bunch of drivers for DUI. This was one of those pop-up Georgia things. So there you go. I guess it's different. Men, no flip-flops, especially no shoes. Come on. No socks, certainly. Doug Thompson, good morning from Henderson, Colorado. Death Proof. Oh, Death Proof. Nobody leads me. Yeah, you tell him. Right. John Staniszewski. Right. Happy Roller Wiener Monday. It's good to see you. Reefer Madness Trucking. Wow, that's an interesting name. I don't know if I'd choose that name. Roller Wiener Monday. Al Johns. How's it going down there? You won't get any snow. Mark, hey, the music's on time. I'm a little behind. Canadian Tanker Yanker. Hello, what's happening? Snow is terrible. You're headed into it around I-80. I saw that there's going to be like a way bigger snowstorm out west than I'm going to get here. We might get an inch of snow here Tuesday night. That's crazy. That's just ridiculous. Samuel Edward, love the Sunday rant and good morning. Well, thank you very much. Have always something to think about on Sunday. Wife had the escape this week, so I had to go outside. And no snow down here in the Gulf Coast. Yeah, I would not think so. I would hope not. Keltarusu Travels. It's a beautiful day in DFW. Sitting on the patio. All right, sitting on the patio down there. Better than it was a few months ago. Alexander, feeling better? Good. I mean, hopefully that's done now, and you're on the mend. You should be all set. Ironically, you can't get the shot now for a few months if you wanted it. So that's pretty, from what I understand. Columbia, George. Greetings from PDX. Just finished loading 18,000 pounds of isopropyl alcohol. Really? Is it bottled? Because I can't find that stuff anywhere. Lucky I have a few bottles here getting ready for next winter, but holy mackerel, that stuff was tough to find this year. Had to order it. Man, I'm a jack. Tyson Foods pay increase shows a driver making $80,000. That is so what they say. That's true. They say that. But reefer haulers have to sit so much, and dealing with lumpers can be a pain. It can be. But, at 80, is it less of a pain the more you make? And sitting, it's true. There seems to be more sitting. I always thought Tyson would do more dropping hooks, but they don't seem to. So, yeah, don't wait a match, no doubt. Watching from Flying J in Resaca, Georgia. Doug, I hope you were not the one in the picture with the pajama bottoms on, walking the line out in that picture. No word on whether that driver passed or not. But they did arrest like 6 or 7 people for DUI. Look, do not drink and drive when you're driving a semi or anything else for that matter, right? Oh, it's 71 in Gulfport. You only have a few degrees on me today, but we're going to be 28 degrees here in Lafayette, Indiana, tomorrow night, Tuesday night. So get ready for that. More winter front's going to go back on. Although I guess all the people that didn't take them off will be all like, see why we don't take them off yet? Indy's going to get 6 inches. Where'd you see that? I'm supposed to get actually a coating to an inch. I'll have to look at that. And see, that was a little bit ago. 6 inches. Yikes. Aviator trucker DOT officer asked to see my logbook, and I told him it was not good for him. When he asked why, I told him his surgeon said it was unhealthy to dwell in the past. Nice. I wonder how that worked out. Mike Randy listening, driving through Atlanta. Leaving the rest there, but I'm wearing jeans and boots. No flip-flops. Well, that's good. It was something. I mean, pajamas and flip-flops. I don't know. They're expecting 3 to 13 inches in Denver. I did see that, right. Out west, way more. But they're used to it, as people always say. I hope. You can get some snow in West Memphis. Yikes. All that far down? Alexander, no lingering side effects. I have immunity for a few months. So they say, right. I'm having to go back home again and take care of a family member. I can't make money being home so much. Yeah, you may want to just get something where you're home. I always say, if you have a car that will, that Uber or whatever will accept, you may want to sign up for that if you have some home time and need to make some money while you're at home, in between whatever else you're doing. Put that on and you can go out on your own schedule, maybe nights if you need to take some care of somebody during the day. Heading south to Orlando, won't be any snow down there. Creature, finally. You can go to Disney World. They just announced, $154 a day, a park, a person. Pretty awesome pricing. Misty, if I were into the truck stop, would I sleep and I'd get arrested for public nudity? We don't want to wear what we're sleeping in into the truck stop, especially most of us guys out here. So that is true. This driver, they were long pajama bottoms. That isn't a problem, that way. But yikes. Hello from the Schuster terminal. What's going on, Qualsy, at the Schuster terminal? Is anything happening over there today? Here's Schuster. Did they give another raise? Holy mackerel. Schuster. Are they giving out even more raises? That's my question. Schuster. When does the Blitz start? I heard it's the first week of May. Yeah, we've got that going on. Let's see here. And I have it wrote down. Okay, May 4th to 6th, right. May 4th to 6th road check. They're going to concentrate on lights this year. They always look everything over, but lights and lighting is their main focus that they're going to be on this year. Single light out's going to get you stopped at one of these road checks because that's what they're looking for. So watch those lights. And I don't know how you fix these. You used to be able to just pop a light out and get another one. You got a top LED light out on the top. You can't just pop into a truck stop for $8 and get a light. You can't. You're going to have to stop and get that thing fixed somewhere. It's super annoying. I'll pick up a trailer and then one of the top lights is out. I'm like, well, that's just dandy. You can get some snow in Memphis. Yeah, oh, got it. Now the quote's right. See, just not on it yet here today, even though I got up early, right. Got it. Snow, you could. Most companies don't allow you to stop there. It's funny, a lot of companies have, maybe not most, but some companies have West Memphis as a place you're not supposed to go. Colorado's used to snow like Phoenix has a dry heat. Right, it's a dry heat, 120, but it's dry like an oven. Aviator trucker, I think when I die, I'll be cremated and placed in an hourglass. That way I could always be around for family game night. That's good. Better than, I can't think, the one where the dice pop. Who knows? Tomorrow is 420, Columbia, George. Remember to change all your radio presets. Look, if you use a truck, this bothers me. If you're only going to be in there 6 hours, and we have some 5-6 hour runs, okay, that's probably all he worked because that's all the miles are put on the truck. Do not change my radio stations. I'm just saying. Especially if it's cold. I'm off for the week of the Blitz. My company pays my relocation fee. Luke, really? Okay, so do they give you the Blitz week off, or did you take that week off, on purpose? I don't know if it'll be terrible, but, it's always this light thing. Where now these LED lights, they seem so wonderful, but it's just some little tiny light up on top, and it's not an easy fix like it could be somewhere else. You may get to a TA or whatever, and they don't have one of those lights. So they're impossible to fix. Do you not drive the trailer because of that? I don't know. I mean, it's not really a huge safety concern where I don't know if you could say, look, I'm not driving this trailer because it's unsafe. It doesn't meet all the requirements, but is it unsafe? That's always the problem, Does that make it not safe? I don't know about that. I think it's still safe. Cost of fixing my lights is crazy, but LED and then secure them with rivets. Right, they got to drill these things out. They got to pop them out and get them back in. You can't just take a screwdriver to the next trailer like in the good old days where we could just pop a light out and put it in there. That's not possible anymore, unfortunately. My load just got changed from Colorado Springs to Amelia, Louisiana. No snow. Yeah, I'll take it. Right, wherever that, is it you picking up there or going there? And what goes down there anyways? What do they need down there? Did you see JB Hunt is got put in order for 3,000 trailers? They say, even though the driver shortage, we're confident, and they actually talked to some JB Hunt goofball about this. We're confident that we can fill these trailers. We have the loads and the capacity and all this. Well, if you can do all these extra trailers, they doubled their order. That's what was in the news. For 3,000 trailers, what's the problem then? There's not getting a driver problem if you can just buy all these new trailers and make sure they get pulled around. Even if people say, well, Mark, they use owner operators and put them on load boards. That's fine. All that means is there's no shortage of people to move the freight around. That's what that means. Otherwise, all these loads would just sit around, and that doesn't really happen. Although I'm getting disappointed at Meyer, who has less and less products in the store. I don't know what is happening. They say they can't get people in the store to stock the product, so that might be another story. Keltarusu Travels, tip your host, thongs don't grow on trees. Thank you very much for that. That'll be coming up pretty soon. At 80, I think we switch over to thongs. That's summer wear for the truck stops. So thank you for that. If you had a truck, I'm going on vacation at Disney World in June, military discount. I get hopper passes for $63 a day per person. That's way less than they're advertising for in their articles. So that's good. That's actually a way good price, because I was thinking $154 per day per person per park for 4 or 5 days at Disney World. You're looking at $3,000 or $4,000 to take 4 people in the park. That's crazy. Plus you got to buy those ears and everything. Yikes. Pathfinder 406 is making bank at Holland Enterprises. Oh, really? Right up there also. So how's it going over at Holland? I haven't heard from them or about them, lately. So I assume you're busy like everybody else hauling that kind of thing around. Whatever happened to the rubber to secure the lights on a trailer? The rubber. Oh, yeah. They're all riveted in now. They're very hard to get out. You just can't. The only thing you can do when the ABS light is on your trailer is cut the wires. So I've had to do that a few times. And the JB Hunt trailers, regular 53 or container. These are 53s. They ordered 1,500 containers also. So that was also on there, but not as many. But they ordered 1,500 containers to go along with all these trailers. Ridiculous. If there's no drivers. That's what I'm saying. Kelly, I will pass seeing Mark wearing a thong. Thank you. Well, thank you for that. But, your loss. I'll say that. And I plan on being the middle, June in the next year's calendar. So, Trucking Answers calendar. You'll have to skip June. Our Aviator Trucker, I used to keep extra lights from the shop that were given to me, and I have a cordless drill and rivet gun. I put a remark on the logbook. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't know about that, Aviator Trucker. Let's see. Cash is King Trucking. Goodness, thank you very much. Tip your host, you scallywags. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. There's 2 schools of thought on making a note in your logbook. Here's the thing. Now, you don't want to be lying in it, but if you notice that a light is out before you leave, if you make a notation in your logbook, then you knew the light was out. The other thought is, if you do not note it in your logbook, and you leave and get stopped at one of these things, you can always suggest, look, that was on when I left. They have to burn out at some point. This must have happened after I left since my last security check of my trailer or whatever. That's the kind of thing, where you can get into like, I didn't know it was out because it was working when I left. I fully checked the trailer. So if you knew it was bad when you left, the idea would be the DOT could say, why didn't you stop between there and here somewhere and get it fixed? So that's what I'm thinking about that. Kenneth B. Bubba, truck driver in a thong. Yeah, look, it gets warm in the summertime. Sun's out, buns out, as they say. So that's what we like to see over here. Did you see this story? This is the greatest thing, and I didn't even know this was illegal, to be honest with you, because we kind of did this as a kid because my mom was super cheap. Oh, Mark Healy. Oh, goodness, thank you very much. Yeah, that's what it would look like, too, basically. So I appreciate that. These dudes were, and it was all men, apparently got recyclables in Vegas from all the casinos, cans, bottles, and everything that had a California fee, loaded them up and took them to California to recycle them. So, and I guess that's illegal. I actually didn't think anything about it. Growing up, I grew up very close to the Indiana line, right there in Lansing, Illinois. And so we would get stuff, and bring it back to Illinois to recycle. We would bring all these bottles in to recycle because my mom's like, well, it's 5 cents a bottle or whatever. So I didn't realize you couldn't do that. So apparently you can't do that. And these guys got busted for bringing trailer loads of recyclables to California from Vegas. Look, if it's getting recycled, I thought the whole point is to get the stuff recycled. They made tons of money on it. Some kind of FBI thing. 80 watch, only 10 likes. Come on, people, rub that like button. Thank you very much, Gas King Trucking, right? I appreciate that. 33 in snow flurries in Minneapolis. Oh, boy, you have so many different problems up there, and that snow is only one of them this week. TJ Johnson, the Bull of the Woods, what's crap and what's happening up there? Might be replacing trailers. They said that they're adding these because of all their extra freight that they got. They're up like 40% in revenue. So JB Hunt actually came out and said that this is extra freight and we know we'll be able to utilize all this equipment. That's what they said. Well, if they can utilize all these extra trailers, why are they griping that they can't get drivers? Panama Jack, the problem with the lights being out is that you can pull in a truck stop, get it fixed. It could take them 5 hours to get you to repair it. That's true. That's why you need to work somewhere that pays you for that time as a breakdown. That's number one. But the other problem is some of these specialty lights, they don't have. They may not have an LED light that fits on, one of these new Hyundai trailers or whatever. They might not have it. That's the other problem. The 5 hours, you should get paid for that time. That's a breakdown. All that time should be paid. Playing stupid always works for me. Yes. Well, look, all I'm saying is that if you write it down, you obviously knew about it and should be getting it fixed. You know there's a problem. I would understand as a DOT officer if you wrote it down and were on the way to a truck stop that was close by. But if you've passed, I don't know how many places to fix it, and then you get stopped at a scale, I might be less likely to give you a break on a ticket because you knew about it. It just shows it's not about the environment. Exactly. Look, if these guys are collecting all these recyclables that are not getting recycled in Vegas and taking them to California to be recycled, so what? You give them 5 cents a bottle or whatever. Give it to them. They would have to pay it to anybody else. Isn't that a Seinfeld episode? There was an episode about that. That's true. Ironically, there's George Costanza. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If DOT was about safety, scales would be open 24/7. Just thieves with a badge. Stealing money from drivers to fund a welfare state. Form and manner. Exactly. Yeah, form and manner violate. You have the wrong date because you forget it's the 13th or whatever. That's a form and manner violation? Come on. That isn't a safety violation, a real safety violation. A single clearance light out is not a safety violation on the truck. It should just be a fix-it kind of thing, like, hey, your light's out, get this fixed. That's at the most it should be. The most. The Seinfeld episode, Kramer. I think it's Kramer and what's his face, the mailman. I can't think of. The guy from Jurassic Park. Those two go together, fill up a mail truck, right, to collect cans, the whole truck full of cans, and they're going to drive it, I don't know, to Ohio or something. Aren't they from New York City? That's what it seems like, if I remember right. Full of cans all the way across there, and of course, they don't make it. Cash King Trucking. If Reverend Jesse Jacks was having breakfast at the booth behind my family. Really? Are you kidding me? Jesse Jackson was having a breakfast at the booth. Where were you? Did you talk to him, get his autograph or picture or anything? He used to do a show on satellite radio. Does he still do that show? It was on every Sunday morning, it seems like. Once a week show. I cannot remember the name of the show. It's been a while since I listened to that show. But he used to do a show. It was actually a pretty good show on Sunday mornings. It was not a religious show. It was more of a talk show about current events and stuff. And I thought it was pretty good. I listened to it every week. So did you talk to him or anything like that? And how do you know it was really him? Glad the FBI's on it. Excessive recycling is a danger. I know. Yeah, we can't have people recycling all these recyclables. So we have to put a stop to it. Look, if all those were actually brought in by California residents, they'd have had to pay that money anyway, the deposit fee. So what is the difference? It's a deposit fee on it. Form and manner is the biggest problem ever. It's a way for the DOT officers to prove they're doing their job. Yes, form and manner are stupid. You didn't put down, say you were writing and forgot, so you put down Las Vegas instead of Las Vegas, Nevada. So that's a form and manner violation. You had the wrong date. Oh, I thought today was the 18th. You write that on there. That's a form and manner. It's not an actual problem. It should only be, if it's safety, it should be only safety problems. Oh, this truck, 6 brakes are not working. That's one thing. But a single clearance light out is not a safety problem, especially during the day. Yes, Newman, that's his name, right? Newman. It was a Seinfeld with Kramer and Newman. Yeah, they took they were taking them to Michigan, right? Yeah, I knew they were taking them somewhere across the country to recycle all these cans in a postal truck, which I don't know if I would drive a post truck that far, but I don't know how he gets away with that. Bob Hurwin, did you see where a guy at Tesla had it on autopilot, crashed? 2 passed away. I did see that. I wrote it down here. By the way, neither person was driving the car. All right. If you did not see this, apparently a Tesla with a 59-year-old and a 69-year-old person in it crashed. No one was driving. One person was in the passenger seat dead. One person's in the back seat dead. And the car, it took them 4 hours to put it out, and they used over 30,000 gallons of water. It kept burning. Tesla's recommendation when a Tesla catches on fire is just to let it burn out. The water doesn't do any good. It's a chemical fire. So that is the real problem. If you look at the picture of the car, which you can see online, there's basically nothing left to it. And these two they suggest that they had it on autopilot. The police don't know. But that was probably what happened. See, autopilot can't really drive the car. It's poorly named, and it shouldn't even be allowed. John Loader, yeah, 10 cents are returnable. Yeah, can you imagine how many you can put in a trailer? That's not a bad load. Okay? You can crush them and put quite a few in there. In Texas, this today, heading to Virginia, tired of the West Coast after 2 weeks. Paul Harris, yeah, you get sick of it, but I like running the South there. I wouldn't mind like a Yuma to Jacksonville. I think that'd be a great load to do. Back and forth every week. Trucker Hershey, not supposed to use water on lithium batteries. I thought that too. I was thinking, you know what? They shouldn't be putting any water on it. That I think the firemen made the fire burn longer than it probably otherwise would have. Because of them. And where'd all that water go? Like the sewers are all backing up everywhere. That's a lot of water to put out. Everybody's turned their showers on. There's no water because 2 goofballs go crash a Tesla. Cassius King Trucking. Weren't impressed with Jesse. His security guy had on socks and sandals. Really? If I ever got famous, my security guy is wearing boots like where did I go off to? Oh, like a man. Yeah. Are you serious about that? Their security guy had sandals on? Joe Ritchie, holy mackerel. Hello from Holland Enterprises, North Dakota. Goodness, thank you very much. Hope your day is well. Gosh. Thank you to all drivers for what you do, no matter who you drive for. Check us out. Need 3 more drivers to be full. Yeah, what's up with Holland Enterprises? I think I did a video about them. If not, I've talked about them, certainly. What's the story up there, Holland? I always like that place anyway. So talk to us about Holland Enterprises. Newman's mail truck caught fire because his sewing machine was stuck under the truck. Oh, yeah, there was some kind of problem. Paul Harris, stopping early for Taco Tuesday at the Pilot exit 199 on I-30. All right. Oh, where did you see Jesse also, by the way? I'm just curious about that. Where would Jesse go for breakfast? Better get that bill of lading number on that form of manner. It's a violation. Yeah, you don't have the bill of lading number or shipper and product. It's a form and manner violation. But is that really a safety problem? I don't think so. I don't think it's a safety problem. Yeah, Newman was the mailman, Bobby Irvin. Right, Newman, the mailman on there. I forgot his name. He was on Jurassic Park. Because of him, that's why that show is successful, by the way, because people from Seinfeld were on it. Hey, did you see the cement truck lose its brakes in El Paso, crushed a semi? I did not see that. What's up with that? I didn't see a cement truck losing its brakes. I did see the Tesla thing, which I wrote down. Apparently, those two guys, by the way, were talking about autonomous driving before they got in the car. So neighbors say that they were talking to him in front of them. When did the law change about driving in flip-flops? I thought the law was you have to wear a heel on your shoe boot. Let me know if it changed. No, David Salas, there's no law on shoes, what shoes to wear. You can drive in sandals, right? As we know, flip-flops or anything else. And look, some are better than others. I'm saying is that there's some, mainly men, let's put it that way, that, have feet that may not look as good in an open-toed shoe, okay, as some other people. So you got to just take a look. Look, Michael Jackson said this, right? Take a look in the mirror and make that change. So take a look at your feet and decide, would other people want to see my feet with these gigantic green toenails clicking along on the ground like Jurassic Park? Clicking, doing that clicking. I don't think so. So that's what you got to decide. The Tesla batteries produce its own oxygen when burning, Paul Harris. Yeah, so the lithium batteries, you cannot douse them out with water, right? Am I right? Don't you need one of those D extinguishers? Kelly, the lithium is like white phosphorus. It uses oxygen and water to keep burning until the lithium. So I'm kind of right, that the firemen probably extended the fire by continually dousing it with thousands and thousands of gallons of water, right? So the firemen made the fire burn way longer. 23 cans a pound. I used to do a lot of recycling as a kid. I had the numbers down to a science. But probably in your own state. So that's a lot of cans, right? 40,000 pounds of cans in a trailer. That's not a bad load. Think about that. And you can get Vegas to LA and back, pretty quick. Maybe the fireman did not know it was a Tesla. All right, I guess. That's possible. They should have better car identification. Foam doesn't work. The fire burns under the foam. Okay, what do we do with it? Tesla said, they actually talked to Tesla. Tesla said the recommendation is just to let it burn. Let it burn itself out. Hey, Fleet Nav Systems is here. Hello, happy Monday. It's good to see you. Misty, I wasn't there last week. Anything said about the guy who no longer trucks? Nobody saw that coming except me. Nailed it. The guy. This guy trucks. Yeah, he's actually still trucking online. He does American Truck Simulator. I've seen him do that a few times. So that was pretty good. So he's sort of back. He did an interview the other day. I didn't see it. Hey, Mark, missed you at the manhole last Saturday. It's Mr. Plow. Oh, I was in the rear. So you just didn't. It's kind of dark in there. Holland Enterprise has top-notch equipment. Yes. I'm hoping to hear a little more about it. Some companies have put drivers through special high-intensity training. George Wilson. To do what? He did a review on us. I thought so. Great one. Over the road work, 3 weeks out and $80,000. Satellite TV and radio. Nice. What's the email? Oh, I think it's on the screen. So Marty, what's going on? I got a meeting with truckers report starting now. Oh, okay, good. That's pretty interesting. Jesse was at Keys Diner in the Fauché building. Didn't see any of his crew pay the check. They just got up and left. Cash King truck. Maybe got it comped. That's the thing. The bigger you get, the more comps you get, and you're more likely to be able to pay for it, somewhat ironically, because then they can say, oh, well, this person eats here, whatever. Look, I'd probably get a picture with him if I owned the place or whatever. Certainly, yeah. So maybe somebody did pay it. Let's give him the break on that, though, right? Maybe he paid in advance, or maybe he has a card on file or something like that. That's possible. So, I don't want to say scamming out on it, as I actually like the show that he did on Satellite, which may still be on. Mark's email's up on the live stream. Toenails or talons? There's a difference. Kelter Rooster travels. Look, some people, all right, no problem. Wear your sandals or flip-flops or open-toed, stilettos, whatever it is you want to wear when you're driving. But holy mackerel, some people, look, we got to tame those nails down. Holy mackerel. It's Mr. Plow for the dealer. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We need to get, if they're weird colors or whatever, I don't know. Think about it before you put them out there. Is it true some model of your trucks are coming with footrests on the dash? I'm always two sides on that. I'm always impressed by people that can do it, and then I'm like, I don't know. But then I'm like, that's pretty impressive. I can't get my feet up there anymore. So Trucking with T-Bone, hello. How far can you PC to look for parking, especially traveling at night? Well, you can't look for parking on PC because if you have a load and you're looking for parking, that's part of your load. So you don't just get to switch to PC because you're out of hours. But you can use personal conveyance to do personal things, and there's no limit on it at the moment. So you could theoretically PC across the country without a limit, as long as you're allowed to, either by your company or because you own the truck. So it also depends on your company. We're not allowed to PC at all. That's some companies' policy. They go, look, you don't need to use a truck for your own business. Go drive your own car or whatever, or walk. But there's no limit on PC theoretically as long as you're using it properly. All the accidents are stupid. People need to use their brains. Joan Arc, look, you can't get in a car, sit in the back seat, and then expect not to run into a tree. This is not 2090 yet, where the Jetsons are. That's not happening. Dragon 51, TP Transco. Oh, GP Transco. I got my PS4. I'm packing it in my truck today. Yeah, I saw that picture. That's pretty good. They sent you pretty good socks, a hat. All right, love it. I'm glad you got it. Far H, new ASMR channel. Idea of flip-flop toenails clicking across a parking lot. You know what? I think there is something to that. I think that could be a channel where people pay like $3.99 a minute to listen to it. I absolutely think so, yeah. Okay, Joe Rich, you see the email, a singing email? Okay, great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Alexander, looks like my pickup point is really a joy. Well, I thought, I'm always surprised that place sends you to these small places. I'm surprised at a place that's that big where you go into these little dinky places. I'm always surprised at that. A 44,000-pound load of cans would approximately have 1 million cans. Cash is king. I'll tell you what, if you went to Vegas and said, look, we'll pick all this stuff up to you for free, imagine, all these casinos, I bet you could fill them up there without any problem, right? I think. Can you imagine doing that as a kid? How many trips would you have had to take on your bicycle? And I picture you with a bicycle with like baskets all around it and pulling like 3 trailers attached to each other, 3 wagons or something. You just seem like the kind of business person that would do that. And you probably have 9 other people hauling them for you where you give them 10% of the load or something. Imagine how many people you'd have to do that. As far as you need to get the first safe spot. Okay. Everyone needs to be careful in the next few days. Now the George Floyd case is wrapped up. They're doing final words today, right? Check ahead before you go to a major city. We'll see what's going on in the area. I would always do that. Yeah, you never know. Have you found a house in Jasper yet? No, in the Jasper area, no. Another 5-hour day. That's pretty good, right? For that money? That's good money now. Joe Rich, we also offer full-size fridge, large freezer, and double bunks, and average 1,600 miles long haul. Email me at join the show. Yeah, that's great. The longer the trip, the better. And I don't know about the double bunk. I always thought it'd be better if that bunk wasn't up there. I'd have more room. I don't know. It's just King Trucking. I just emailed a picture of the crustiest trucker feet I've ever seen. I swear to God, he's got barnacles growing on the heels and toes. Look, they've been hit with a sledgehammer. See, this is the thing. If you got kind of feet like that, I don't know. Keep them, keep them all locked up in your shoes there. That's what I'm saying. I wear Crocs because Crocs rock with socks. Hell, Johns. That's the thing I don't see drivers wearing that much are Crocs, which is good. I guess only my sister-in-law is the one that wears those all the time. The toenails are as bad as having one long fingernail. Yeah, exactly. Look, let's just get these toenails. Look, if you're going to just round them off or something, at least so they don't click on the ground, Can you use PC, let's see if out of hours at shipper receiver to go to parking. Right. To go to parking. To go to the nearest safe, legal parking if you're out of hours at the shipper or receiver. But if you're out of hours on the road, you can't run out of hours on the road and PC it. They were pretty clear about that. But yeah, if you're at the shipper or receiver, you can sit there, then PC, as long as your company allows it. Your company's got to allow PC. So you can PC under a load if you need to find a safe place as long as it originates from the location. As long as since you pull into a Love's and there's no spots, you could PC to another stop. I don't know about that. See, there's their problem. The DOT is clear that you can PC from a shipper or receiver to find safe parking. You're really not supposed to be PCing around like that. Although the DOT always says, well, look, we'll look at each individual situation. So, I don't know. Tell them, look, there's no parking. That's a lot of cans. Yeah, I could see, though, in a city, Vegas, there's millions of people live there, tons of casinos. I think you could accumulate these large loads of cans. So 23 cents times a million is like It's 300 hectares of money. That's a lot of money. Alexander's not a small place, but there are plethora of reviews of rude employees. Nice. Plethora. And slow loading times. Nice. Oh, so you should add yours to the mix of that. We see it's another place that doesn't care about the reviews. Right. 5-hour days are the best. Right. You mean everyone doesn't spear their fish while swimming with toenails, Kelly? Some people, look, could. And I've always thought, especially with bare feet, walking across a fuel island or something, I guess if you're not doing that often, but there's just not a lot of stuff I want to walk on in bare feet at the truck stop. Hey, Mark, I did see a purple GP Transco Freightliner with a missing fairing. Samuel Edwards. Oh, I love that. That must be an owner-operator. I don't think they have any purple trucks that are company trucks. I don't think. But owners, of course, they can have whatever they want. So, and some beat-up truck, you just don't see that there. As a kid, I collected cans, hit all the construction site bench, made some money. That's what I figured, right? People out there collecting cans. Mark's on the ball of that. My mom collected bottles. We collected all these bottles. This is when you got Coke in a bottle. And we'd take all these back every week or two. Irishman, GP Transco socks are awesome. I have a huge head, so the snapback head doesn't fit, but love the socks. All right. Well, that's pretty good. Are they these, are they Boomba socks? Are they nice like that? I found 2 teal GP Transco trucks on I-81 in Pennsylvania. What are they doing over there? I'm surprised at that. They're not usually allowed to go that way. I use PC for parking, maybe too often, but most days I have no other choice for parking. How about reserved parking? Would that help you out? My Crocs are leather. All right. I need to find a house. Yeah, I know. I keep looking. I'm trying to find a place. I found a place, $44,000, but the house is only 610 square feet. Another one of these small houses. So that's not super great. The Whool's here starting over. Right. We'll get that back up. Do you work for a mega care or a lease company or a regional care or a small cartage company? Curiosity is killing us. A lease? What is a lease company anyway? Oh, there's another lawsuit too. Premier Transportation is being sued for their lease purchase deal. People, please do not enter into these lease purchase agreements. This is another place that required you to only put the truck there, which is not allowed. They required drivers to do these certain loads, and they had these huge payments and stuff. They're being sued, which will likely settle. Yeah, but it will take a couple of years. What is the superconductors I keep hearing about? What is a superconductor? It's a conductor that does 2 orchestras at the same time. I'm looking into that dark mode thing on Geotab. Goodness, that's a lot of work for it. Wait a minute. The crowd goes wild in the background. What is happening? Yes, superconductors. Goodness, Fleet Nav, I appreciate that. So that's really good. Thank you very much for looking into that for me anyways. People that want information about Fleet Nav Systems should head over to their to Fleet Nav Systems right there on. So that's the that's the story with that. Anyways, where did I go off to here? It's you don't have to put that much time into it. Believe me, it just bothers me a little bit. John's because I don't time for names exactly. GP Transco, think you got my headset. Oh, okay, great. How's it working? Oh, great. Of course, I assume because it's Blue Parrot. So, superconductor is a train engineer that can operate many different kinds of trains. That's another good one. Hello, GP Transco. It's good to see you. As far as PC and parking while on the road, I'd be safer to start looking for parking well before 11. Yeah, to say 8 or 9. Just depends when you're parking, right? I mean, some days I'll go through because after I fill up there, I have to blast through the Petro to get back out, and it's packed. And then some days there's not that many people there. So maybe 92,000, especially go to Michigan. That's not a bad load. Sorry I'm late, but here now. Trucking with MC. What's up? Big announcement about driver pay structures coming. More raises? All right. Well, all right. We'll wait to hear that. Have you seen State Express trucks? They look like GP Transco. Do they? Well, GP Transco needs to get on the ball there and get State Express to some kind of quash in those trucks. That's a GP Transco only color. I mean, you do look. It's kind of almost like Schneider, where you look and I could see that color and go, okay, that would be one of their trucks if I ever saw one of their trucks on the road. Superconductor colliders are fun if unsupervised. That's good. Remember the old Coke machines with glass bottles? You open the door and put 25 cents and we release a bottle, Mark. I do. Do you remember the old Coke machines where you put your money in, a cup comes out at the bottom, and it fills it with seltzer water and Coke syrup? How about that? We'd get those at the Paramount Theater for those of you that lived in Hammond. Kelly Patterson, that's true, but sometimes you get held up on our trying at least to make up for some of our time. Time is money, right? That's true, but, right, this is why I'm always encouraged by companies that would pay by the hour. Then your time would be their money, and I think the company would be better off giving you a place to park. I shredded my skin on the step because my shoes were slippery from feeling at the nasty low. I was lucky I had both my hands on the handles to get them in the truck. Al John. So you see, you were following the 3 points of contact like the sticker says, right? These stickers on these goofy trucks, right? We're still collecting survey responses quite long, so it will take some time to review the surveys. All right, make sure you read the surveys, I guess. I do think companies do read the surveys. Otherwise, why would they put them out there? I'm always worried about that, though. You know, they put out a survey. They do those here, too, every once in a while. You fill the thing out, and I always wonder, does it even go anywhere? Does it just, do they make up a fake address where it just gets put in the trash? I don't know. I hate when people speed up when you're trying to pass, yet you keep catching up to them every couple minutes. I had this the other day, right? Some goofball, 51. He's going 51. I'm coming up to him. So, move over. By the time I was even with him, he was going 65, and that's the fastest I can go. And then he started going faster. He started passing me. I had to get back over. What are we doing? That is so frustrating. Pay attention. This is a semi. Pay attention to what you're doing. Drive. You know, this is not a Tesla where you can drive in the back seat. Somebody could easily end up going to state for a drive violation. Exactly. Kelly Patterson, right. You don't want a violation where you're constantly, you know, having this PC problem. The more of this that there are, the more problems you're going to have. We're live streaming this week, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Wow. Interviewing Dan at Fleet Nav on fleet receipts, a new software we've had developed for digitally recording fuel receipts. Oh, do people still turn in their fuel receipts? I'll tell you what, I have not turned in a paper receipt in years. I don't even go inside most of the time. I just fill up and leave because I figure it's the same as a car. They're going to get a bill, right, from Comdata. Why do I need to turn the receipt in? So I never do. So I haven't heard anything about it. Never heard a word about it. Where's Wild Bill these days? I don't know. I think he works on Mondays now. I assume he's okay, yeah. I guess if he's not, he wouldn't be able to write to me, though. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. Cash King Trucking. My last load was bulk chicken. It had chicken blood and guts pouring out the drain house. Oh, my God. And the truck stuff. Don't chew your toenails. You don't want to get salmonella. That's the other thing. I never actually thought about that. But, you know, things can drip out of trailers through the holes, the drain holes, and you don't know what's on the ground out there. This is probably worse than other things. I guess it was time to get a washout after that. Holy moly. Yikes. Bet that stunk to high heaven when the sun beat down on it. Yeah, yikes. Could you, I suppose you're not allowed to, but I'd run this thing maybe at 20 to freeze that up so it stops dripping out of there. Yeah, but I'm sure it's not allowed. Yikes. Where did that go, by the way? Where does Bloody Chicken go? Which sounds like the great name for a band at the manhole. We use information from surveys to make decisions about our operations, driver pay, features, what trucks, all the time. And I'm sure, you must think that people that fill them out think, oh, where does this go? Does anything ever happen with these surveys? I'm sure some places do. You probably do use them, but I'm sure some places also put them out there just to shut drivers up. So I always wonder when I get a survey, hey, drivers, it's time for another survey. Does anybody ever take any note of it? Cash is King Trucking picking up a load of sushi. Minnesota's known for sushi. Do they have sushi warehouses up there where you pick up sushi? Where does that load go? Or are you going to Minnesota with it? I mean, maybe Jesse's going to go. Maybe Jesse's going to get some there. It's possible. See if we can get him on one of your shows. Yeah, that's what you should have done. Give him a card and say, hey, you know what? I'd like to interview on my channel. Any placard load? I don't think they'll have autonomous trucks on that, Marty. I don't know. What they're talking about and what happened this week is too simple. Had an IPU, initial public offering, and they're going to concentrate on the middle mile. Middle mile. They're going to do that. By the way, International Trucks owns 5% of Too Simple, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. They can't get people to drive their trucks, so they're just going to make them drive themselves because they're horrible. So that was just my thought of it, but They want to do the middle mile autonomously. So a local driver kind of works like I said. I don't know if the guy was listening to me. I don't remember his name. The guy, the CEO. Anyway, a driver will pick the load up, a local driver, and it'll go to a staging area. This is exactly what Too Simple is saying. From there, an autonomous truck will take it the middle part of the run, as close as possible to its destination, to another staging area where a local driver will deliver the load. That's what Too Simple wants to work on, the easiest part of it. They said that's the least number of decisions, the easiest part of the load. And they made a ton of money. U.S. Express is an investor. Werner is an investor in them. Goodyear Tires, International Trucks. Right, that's going somewhere. Should have the thumbnail up for that video today. Thanks to anyone who's able to make it. Fleet Nav Systems, that's pretty awesome. What company has the best healthcare coverage? I'm talking about a Cadillac plan, Mark. Well, I don't know about it. I would talk about a Jaguar plan. Okay. But, it depends on what you want. That's always the thing of it. It depends on what you want from the coverage. Some cover more of one thing than the other. Each plan's way different. I consider my coverage good, but some people would say, oh, no, over here it's better. Holland and Yellow, those kind of union places, ABF, generally it's free. So that's not a bad deal. Ken Salad Dressing, who is doing that down there? That place has got free health care. It just depends. But is it worth it if it's free? Maybe. My company requires 2 receipts to be turned in. Creature, they require a receipt to be turned in here too. I just don't turn it in. And they never say anything about it because they get a bill. So they have all these receipts. There's no person, unless you only have 10 trucks or whatever, you get any kind of bigger place, they don't have time to go through every single fuel receipt. They just don't. You got to think about that. They'd have to have a room full of hundreds of people to go through thousands and thousands of receipts. They don't have time to do it. So they just take the bill and pay it. So you don't have to go back in there and get your receipt. Are you planning to get the retirement home and still work for your current company? I'll be off of here long before I hit the retirement home. That's for sure. That's the hope anyway. Best Healthcare Congress. Oh, right. Yeah, healthcare.gov. Alexandra's going to run. Take care, folks. Not like last Monday, though, I hope. So I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you for being here. Al John's my favorite blatant safety violation done by management is calling me to ask me about something that happened last week. Well, he knows I'm driving and asks why I don't answer. Yeah. Hey, do you remember on the 6th at 1:08 p.m.? Remember that day? You remember that? What you were doing then? No, absolutely not. Yeah, GP Transco, what is a Cadillac plan? Right. It depends what you need to have happen out of the insurance. Al Johns, watch my new song on my YouTube channel. It's called I Hate Karaoke. That's good. When I drove for Tyson, they used the old chicken for dog food. Oh, really? Is it going cat food too? Because I have some chicken-flavored cat food here. Panama Jack, when I'm on my way home for the weekend, I drive on my duty hours, but if I run out, say like 8 hours before my break, I PC the rest home because I'm going to a home terminal. Oh, see, the DOT is clear about that. If you're going to the terminal, they actually wrote about that. That is not PC. You cannot PC back and forth to the terminal. Okay, so, and they wrote a guidance about that. That's definitely a violation. Just so you know, even though you're going home, the PC to and from the terminal is not allowed. When you're going home from like your last, pickup or whatever. That's not allowed. This pulse unit that companies use is what and why. What is a pulse unit? I need to know more about what you're talking about. I get 2 receipts, one for tax, one for IFTA. Well, you probably need it more than me because you're paying for it. So for you, I would say yes. For me, no, though. And they're getting a bill. Look, do you get a receipt when you fill your car up? It always says, do you want a receipt? No, because I will take 25% of the time a white piece of paper comes out because there's either no ink or there's no, the heat thing in there doesn't work because it's thermal paper. And then it says, oh, see cashier, you got to walk inside anyway. So I don't get a receipt when I fill up my car and I don't get one with the truck. GP Transco covers 100% no deductible. That'd be pretty good insurance. I remember the old bottled soda machines that wouldn't let go of your soda if you didn't pull it hard enough. I got in wrestling matches with those machines. Yikes. You don't want that thing coming down on you. Am I the only one that remembers the cup machines? Soda where a cup comes down out of the machine and then fills a cup and you take the cup out of it. You press the button for whichever, there'd be Diet, Pepsi, and Coke or whatever. Probably not Diet Pepsi because I didn't have that yet. Anyone work for KC? Yeah, anybody, any KC drivers here? I do see their trucks around down south a lot. For that kind of plan, you expect to pay $300 a week for a single person, which makes it difficult. Oh, $300 a week. Is that the total cost, including the company cost, or just the driver cost? Oh, you want the Bentley plan? Oh, that'd be nice. Right. You want the Bentley Turbo R plan? Too Simple. It's called the Railway. Well, the Railway doesn't go everywhere that loads go, but Too Simple will. They're going to do middle mile through the south first. They made a ton of money on their IPO. They're valued at over $8 billion. That company. This is no small thing that's coming into the industry. The only time I get a fuel receipt is one of those places that requires you to fill up 50 gallons to park for free. Oh, well then, okay, I get that. You need to show the receipt form. Got it. Right. If I'm just blasting out of the place, no. GP Transco does have a nice HSA program. Yes, look, if that works for you and that's the plan you need, absolutely. Some people don't need, they only need, I don't know, a mid-size Chevy plan. They maybe don't need the Cadillac plan. They can use just a Malibu LT1 plan. They don't have to have it. Bulk chicken was $22. Oh, really? Big plastic lined Gaylord type boxes of chicken breasts. Oh, so little blood leaks, like 1,000 breasts per box. What were they going to make dog food out of that? Canada's cabotage experts, I would think it'd be Mexico. And actually there was another article from the same person that did that first article about average pay in different countries. Mexico, the average driver makes $13,000 a year. I thought that was pretty interesting. They say it's 47 in the U.S., but I don't know if that's correct or not. As average, about $13,000 in Mexico. There's a perfect reason. You could have somebody come up here, run runs, pay them $25, and save a ton of money. But our company leases their trucks through Penske. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Maybe. John Drox. Driver Pulse app. Companies use it for hiring. Oh, all right. Do you have to fill something out? Do you just get to fill it out one time and it goes to all these companies? Fleet receipts can also be used to send other picture documentation directly to my Geotab. So you can send things, accident, damage, or whatever, not just for fuel. So kind of cool. Okay. That is pretty cool, right? Get everything all in one. That's absolutely way better than having 50 different things. I'm in for that. No one is that old. I guess I'm the only one who went to the theater to watch Bruce Lee movies and drink soda from a machine that gave it to you in a cup. And I remember watching the two streams go into it. One was soda water, basically, and the other one was the Coca-Cola syrup. I don't know how much it was. A quarter? Maybe a quarter. Maybe less. Never saw soda, but definitely coffee machines. Oh, yeah, definitely coffee, but that's how the old soda machines worked. It was probably Coke, Sprite. I don't know about Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb. Remember Mr. Pibb? I like the new international HX vocational series and still love the Lone Stars. Yeah, there's no more Lone Stars, right? Do they still even make that? But the new LTs look good. I just never been a fan of them, and I thought, oh, well, this is perfect for international. They'll just buy their way into autonomous trucks. Nobody has to drive their trucks. Receipt isn't always for the daily books, more like backup in case of audits. The whole, yeah, well, look, I agree, but it'd be the same thing for a car. So if I later needed to prove gas, you can just go through your statement and say, oh, okay, Speedway or Meyer gas, $14 or whatever it is. So they could go back and get that receipt. They wouldn't need. Look at like a company at Swift, 16,000 trucks. Can you imagine how many fuel receipts they would get turned in? It would just be incredible to keep. There'd be stacks and stacks of them. If each person fueled 5 times a week, I mean, that's 80,000 receipts a week. That's crazy. You're the only one I've ever heard of that kind of soda machine. Okay, well, look. In my extreme upper 30s, I didn't realize how old that was, apparently. Were soda machines where you would get a soda and a cup came out. And then the little door would open, and you could get your soda out of it, because I guess it didn't want you sticking your hands in there. It also dispensed hot chocolate, if I remember right. There was one button that was hot chocolate. I'm sure it's totally sanitary, too. This app for Pulse, the company messages you, and you can do your resume and updates on them. Oh, really? Look into that. I never heard of that. I don't know, so storing your resume for them, I don't know. I guess it's okay. Is it secure? GP Transco, I have them our Tip Terry family plan. It has no deductibles, but it does have copays. It's less than $200 a week, but I do have extras, like critical illness. $200 a week, that's a lot. That's a lot for insurance, I think. Also remember the chicken soup cup machine. Yes, there was a soup machine, same program. That's correct. Samuel Edward, you're old. I just remember the old coffee machine with the cup. There were soda machines that worked the exact same way. A cup came out, soda was dispensed. Well, Bill, the unofficial mayor of Chicago texted you last Wednesday. Is he still okay? Some people were asking about him. So is he still all right? I assume he works Monday. He said something about having to work Monday. Midlife trucker. Tom Bell, Cheeseman gives me $300 a month for not taking the insurance. That's not bad, and I've seen some places do that. That'll give you a buy-up. Usually where I see that is the mail companies. Where in Indianapolis, 10 Roads is a big one. They advertise all the time. It's like 25 something an hour, but it's 31 an hour if you don't take the insurance and have insurance. So not bad. If you can get it, or if you have it somewhere, you want the Kia plan. You want the Kia Rio plan. $16 a month for a family. Cash is King Trucking. Dog food is made of butts and guts. Yikes. The chicken breast was going to a place that makes TV dinner. So this is like Swanson food that's leaking out of your trailer. Dog food. Why is dog food got to be made out of chicken butts? I guess you can get more of them in a trailer. Is that really true? The Driver Pulse app is good for over-the-road mega carriers. Yeah, I never heard of it. Swift is using dual plates. Really, I drank soda like that. Okay, finally, the president, George H.W. Bush, finally. Someone in my age bracket that actually drank soda from a machine where a cup came out of it. And it filled the cup up with soda. And depending on how they had it set, you either got more Coca-Cola syrup or more water. It just depended. Sometimes you get all water and very little syrup. I remember when the cup came out upside down. Oh, yeah, that would stink. Mr. Pibb is like Dr. Pibb without the degrees. John, it's his brother that didn't go to college. Oh, here's my brother, Mr. Pibb. All right. Also, what else was in there? RC, maybe. What is your professional driver opinion on Uber Freight? George Costanza. Well, for owner-operators, I don't think their rates are up, right? Aren't there some owner-operators that say their rates are a little bit lower than others? But look, they revolutionized taxis. Why not revolutionize freight hauling? I think so. You can message back and forth an update on this Pulse app. That's pretty good. Flatbed trucks will never make autonomy. Well, I don't know about that. Why couldn't a flatbed truck make it? Some loads on flatbeds are pretty simple. Plates or whatever go on there pretty easily. They can be all chained down before it leaves. Absolutely. I absolutely think it could. Maybe later. Mark Ely, Bruce Lee movies were someone Saturday was 75 cents. We did go to the matinee, and then went to $1. My grandfather, I went because my grandfather would have me on a lot of weekends. I went over there to visit him as a little kid, and he lived 2 blocks from the Paramount. He lived in Calumet City, and a 2-block walk was the Paramount Theater. And so we would go in there, and then when I left, we'd usually go down to the Army Navy store. People don't remember this in downtown Hammond. Where's Wild Bill when I need him to remember this? And we'd go look around in there and then go to Jim's Diner and eat, and then I'd go back home. Midlife trucker Tom Bell, when I hear the average salary for truck drivers, I realize that as a second-year trucker making 100, I must be rocking it. Yeah, look, the average in this latest article was like $47,000 in the United States, and I'm like, that seems low. Not to $900 a week, about. And I can't believe that's the average pay for truck drivers in the U.S., unless many more drivers than I think are only starting drivers, that there are really not that many experienced drivers, because pay can go up over $900 a week pretty quickly for drivers, local or road drivers. Hogan is advertising for a B driver in Indianapolis for $950 a week. That's a straight truck, and they show a picture of it in there. So it seems like you could certainly get more than that to have an A license. Flatbed would be the worst for robot trucks. I don't know. Some loads I think could also go on there. If you chain down some plates that are huge, I think they'll sit there fine. Mr. Pibb has a GED only King Trucking. That's the problem, Mr. Pibb. Never could measure up to his brother, the doctor. Donuts were $1 for 13. Now it's 2 for $1. Right, exactly. And you can't pick your own out anymore because of the COVIDs. They won't let you pick your own out. Midlife. Are you running a union gig like at Volvo where they're on strike? Did you see that? Volvo trucks on strike. UAW went on strike against Volvo trucks. The people at Volvo said, oh, we can't believe people went on strike and we don't understand it. Except they did a vote. 96.8% of the members wanted to strike. Now that's no joke right there. It wasn't even close. Coffee machines like that with the cup that comes out in hospitals. Yeah, except there were soda machines that way. And the coffee machine with the cup, you could press that button down for extra sugar, but you had to hold the button down. Were you really getting extra sugar? I don't think so. I hate it when the cup would hang up and your beverage would miss the cup and your ice would go over the floor. Right, but you still had to pay. And now you get this weird, wonky cup in there. Paul Vines, good morning. Mr. Pibb has a GED, a few semesters at community college, and a CDL. Oh, wait, that's you. Right, Ivy Tech for you. I listen to Mark that compare what the company pays me. All right, that's pretty awesome. Look, 100 at 2 years, that's great money. That's life-changing money. You're in like the top 25 or 30% of wage earners in the United States for that. George Costanza, for Lent, you gave up soda and lost 20 pounds. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Of course, now what? That's over. Remember Tab? Oh, Tab, so delicious. Wasn't that the greatest stuff? I'm surprised they don't still have it. It was almost as good as Crystal Pepsi. If you're buying the cheap dog food, it's definitely made of peckers and lips. Guess just skiing. Yeah, look, get your dog some name brand food if you got a dog. I remember the cups with the poker game on them. Right, that was always, you see that usually in a break room at a place you worked. The theater always had a star cup on the popcorn. You'd pull a little tab, and if it has a star under it, you got a free admission to the next show. That was pretty awesome, too. Because I'd always get a popcorn. Kevin is late. I'm late fee. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for putting that in the jar. Mr. Pibb can play a great guitar and has a bunch of misdemeanors. Yeah, but hey, people still like him. I used to service the cup machines. I'd bring a screwdriver with me to remove the bugs from the syrup tanks. Tommy Cash. Is that what made them taste so good? Or why sometimes the syrup wouldn't come out? Because you just get water? Mr. Pibb has 2 illegitimate children he claims isn't his. One of them's Tab. Flatbeds have to pull over a few hundred miles and check the load. They deliver on dirt roads. It won't be a delivery, remember, it's middle mile, and I would say most drivers don't pull over every few hundred miles unless they have to stop themselves. But it won't be the delivery, it's the middle mile from, some drop yard here to some drop yard closer to the destination. So if it's going 1,000 miles, if they can run 700 or 800 miles of it autonomous, then bingo, they're in. We had that machine at our high school, 10 cents. I must be older than you, Mike Rainey. Oh, I don't remember one at the high school, only because they had like a little store. They had a school store there where you could buy your book covers that you had to fold. Everybody remembers that. And pens and Hammett High gear, stuff like pennants and everything, pencils and all that stuff. And they also had like chips and stuff in there. So I didn't think they want to compete with the soda machine. You have to stop and check the chains and straps on transit. Yeah, I don't think people do it. That's the thing about it. KCE is going to count my experience from 2005, 2008. That's awesome. I was actually thinking, I wonder if they're going to do anything about that. Did they get it from them, or are they just going to count it for you? And so when do you get started? Are there more B trucks than there are A? I think Class A is outnumbered by Class B. Yeah, because B, they also include for B school buses. Every Edna Schmiegelheimer across the country that's driving a school bus, they're all B drivers and all that too. Greyhound, all that stuff. Mr. Pibb likes Foreigner, Bad Company, and Skinner. Turn it up, right? They're probably counting dump trucks like the Lowe's delivery drivers. I make $9.50, but I'm 40 hours. Right. And that's pretty good for 40 hours of work, right? That's more than $20 an hour. That's nothing to sneeze at. There are jobs, I've seen A jobs paying less than that. And 40 hours, right. And Lowe's, all those trucks. ABC Warehouse, they advertise all the time. That's a B truck because they show a picture of it. Yeah, all those are B drivers. So maybe they count all CDL drivers in the United States. I'd have to look at the article again. Don't you have to check a flatbed every 1 to 350 miles, 1 to 300 miles to make sure it has tie downs? Doubt the auto driver could do this well. Someday, I will say someday they will be able to. There'll be a robot that gets out. The only thing the pig is not used for is something is the oink. Yikes. George Costanza, I'm still off soda, drinking water. Great. I drink water all day. Now headed to get a bunch of lumber out of John Day, Oregon. Headed to Pella, Iowa, 1,500 miles. See, that's my kind of load. So you get it today. When's that deliver? Thursday night? Friday? I'd want that as a Friday morning if I was getting it this late. I guess it's early in Oregon, though. Mr. Pibb has crusty toenails and wears flip-flops. That is true. Well, now with your leaky trailer, I'm even less likely to wear those at a truck stop. Still on the thong, though. A friend of mine showed me that he could play guitar with a dildo Alexandra. Well, look, I will say that's pretty impressive. That needs its own video channel. Mr. Pibb has a bad case of gout. You young whippersnappers, though. Well, back in my day, I bought a brand new Needle Nose Pete 20s. Wow. Needle Nose Pete. Walmart has been testing this middle mile thing for a while in Bentonville. Well, they know they have a truck. If this is what you're talking about, they have an autonomous delivery truck that goes a mile or two between warehouses. Is that what you're talking about in Bentonville, which is HQ of Walmart, world headquarters there? That's sort of different than what they're saying here. The middle mile that Too Simple is talking about, like this 1,500 mile load, this is perfect. So from John Day, Oregon to Pella, Iowa, although this would be a flatbed load. So say that if this was a van load, somewhere near Pella, wherever that is, if it's Des Moines or something like that, we can bring this out of Portland or somewhere along the way and take it all the way to Iowa without a driver. And then one driver in one end does one and one driver in the other end delivers it. And that's how that load would work. And Too Simple would do the middle part with no driver. That would reduce the freight cost of the load. You don't have to pay a driver for most of it. The drivers on both ends would just be paid hourly, and that's it. And the truck in the middle doesn't need a brake. So it doesn't have to stop or anything. You fill it up. It's got plenty of fuel to go all the way across. No parking problem. You solve the parking issue. It gets better fuel mileage. It runs the speed limit. Absolutely. It doesn't have road rage. It doesn't sit next to Reverend Jesse Jackson in a restaurant. Which would be unfortunate. I saw Hogan Regional Car Care paying 24 out of after 40, 31 for teams. Yes, Cash King, that is correct. Hogan is running an ad for car carriers in Indianapolis. It's in Indy, which I could send that to you if I could find it, $29 an hour plus overtime. Yep, $29 an hour for a car carrier. Not bad. Not 20 grand, $20. Oh, that'd be even better. It's on my DAC report, but the only one I can't get is SMX. Oh, I haven't heard of them because in a while, because Western bought them out. That's why I haven't seen them. They're waiting on CRST. As soon as they get that, I can do the drug test and then start. Is CRST going to send it? Will they send it? I might start sending them an email and say, hey, let's get going on this. Drivers are too lazy to unlock the fuel mileage. Fairings, dry vans. That's true. Or you'll see one open. And you know why drivers don't do it? Because on some of them, and I've had a few of these trailers. Every once in a while I'll get a trailer with these things on there. There's a sticker on, at least the ones I've seen, that says, stay back. These automatically open at like 30 miles an hour. So I've tried them. I'll leave them closed and then head over to the Petro to fuel. They're still closed when I get there. They haven't opened up at all. So I don't know. They don't do it at all. Got the extended warranty from Cash's King Truck and cost $5 on a Mr. Pibb. That's pretty good. Got my roller wieners with mustard and relish. That's the way to do it, right? Make a real wiener out of it. We had a coffee vending machine at a religious school and got a call from the chancellor to remove the poker cups immediately because they don't believe in gambling. Oh my gosh. Are poker cups really gambling in a school? Just tell them, look, get regular cups. I guess it's gambling on the popcorn. Does anybody remember that? There was a tab on the popcorn that you would open, and if there was a star, it was a free admission to the theater. So whenever I'd get a star, I knew that the next one was free, even though I was a little kid and I wasn't paying for it anyways. I'd have to give it to my grandfather, who would then get the free ticket. I think that's the CarMax account for Hogan. I wondered who it was they were hauling cars for, to be honest with you. So CarMax, yeah, look, 29 plus overtime, that is not terrible money. You know, overtime is over $40 an hour. That's nothing to joke about when you're, and cars take time to hook them up and everything. They will, but they can be up to 30 days. Oh, that stinks. I hope you got something to do in between there. My dad retired as a Teamster driver back in 97. He just celebrated 88 years. That's pretty good. That's great. 88 on April Fools. That's awesome. How's he doing? Link is up for a Thursday live stream. Hope to see you all there. Yeah, we will all be there. Well, everybody that can be there at 1 p.m. Fleet Nav Systems, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday. How about that? Are you going to be part? Oh, that's right. Are you ready for snow melt on Tuesday night up there still? Because you may have to turn the sidewalks back on. I don't know. Is there a big switch at City Hall? I assume there's a huge switch that says sidewalks, and it's probably behind some piece of plastic so that people walking through City Hall don't turn the sidewalks on or off. Got to head out to see y'all Thursday on our live stream. We'll catch you next week. Drive safe and have a great week. All right, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Anyway, let's see, where did I go to? Oh, the new head of the FMCSA. Did you see who this is? I will probably have a video about this too. The head of the FMCSA. Now, she's not approved yet, but they did say the Senate will probably approve her. Mira Joshi is the new head of the FMCSA with all of her trucking experience. And, wait a minute. What did she used to be? Oh, she was the CEO of the Taxi and Limousine Commission in New York City. Well, that's transportation right there. Also, she was the Inspector General of the New York City Department of Corrections. And I'd say that's the most convenient thing because they already treat us like criminals. And so now we'll basically just have, the Inspector General. And she's an attorney, by the way. Or they'll just work right for us. You can just go right into the Department of Corrections. Nira Joshi is her name. And they do think she'll be approved. How about the issue with the around-the-clock electrical, mechanical, robot engineers and computer engineers and mechanics and tire guys at every fuel stop? Yeah, look, I will say this. I don't see a reason why there couldn't be a robot to do simple stuff like tires. It's always done the same way. So, yeah, absolutely. Joan Arc, you can wait. Okay, well, you'd be another one, I would say. If you have a car that could do it, you could always Uber to make a little bit of money. You could head down to Louisville from there, probably. I signed up for the Fleet Nav Same, but I have yet to receive my fleet. Still waiting for my fleet. It has to navigate over there. They're calling for snow on Thursday. Here we're supposed to they have a winter cast out for Tuesday, at least here. Tuesday night, overnight, coating to an inch of snow. I didn't go Thursday. I should have gone farther ahead in the forecast. I was already surprised at that. 88 years old. Yeah, how'd you do it? I hope I make 60. I hope we all make 60. That's so far off in the future, though, I can't even imagine how far that is. But the 88 is very good, yeah. Andrew Miller, direct you from I-29 the way there's a snowstorm at the moment in the middle of Wisconsin. Yeah, great. Fortunately, I'm not that far north of it, but great. Rich people are so full of drugs it can be seen as running hazmat. I don't know about all that for rich people, where I grew up in my little neighborhood there as a kid. Around the corner, my friend's dad, who I've talked about here, he owned a number of restaurants, right? He had tons of money. And as far as I know, he wasn't on any drugs. So, as far as I know. But the morning song, the summer wheels on my van. Yeah, you guys switch over there. I will tell you, I still have my winters on the Sonic. So, it's still running Firestone Winter Force 2 tires. And I guess I'm glad they're still on there because it might snow tomorrow night. Oh yeah, you can have, but over there you can switch to summers. These are going to sit on here for a little bit, I guess, since it's snowing, and they only have about 1,700 miles on them. There's no question that you should get snow tires in the wintertime. Everybody. They did their first helicopter flight on Mars too. I don't know if everybody saw that. I thought that was pretty interesting. They flew a helicopter on Mars. Am I the only one interested? Look, I thought it was pretty interesting. We're flying on, that we know of, the first flight that we know of, right, on another planet. They flew this little bitty helicopter over there. So what good does that do us? I don't know. It could have scouted out the place where we're going to be living. And the Lytx Driver of the Year award is out. Who wants to be the Lytx Driver of the Year? I'll tell you, if I ever got that award, I would turn that down. I'd wait for the announcement and then turn it down. For safe driving. Lytx, and they have pictures of a number of the drivers. There's like 10 or 15 drivers they announced. Lytx safe driving. Well, how would Lytx know you're driving safely? Supposedly, when you're being safe, it doesn't go off. So is this the person that drove with it off the most time? Lytx. Hey, congratulations. They watched me all year, and I have a Lytx award now. Yeah, safe driving. Lytx Driver of the Year. Do they give you a hat to wear? The mega carriers have an incentive to promote autonomous trucks. Think of the combined money these companies have. They will come. Oh, they're coming. I absolutely think they're coming eventually. They have a super incentive. And look, let's be honest. The guy that from Too Simple, the CEO, he's basically right. that he said that he wants to take trucks in this middle mile part autonomous because it takes away people's humanity driving. And people that are gone, there are people that are gone 300, 325, 330 days a year. So you're only home 30 days, let's say a year. Those people see their kids only 30 days a year more than I see their kids. And there's something to be said for that. And so what it will do would actually increase the number of drivers needed initially, because you need 2 drivers to do this load, plus the middle part where you would need 1 driver would pick it up and deliver it now. Now you have a local driver at the one end. The truck takes itself somewhere, and you have a local driver on the other end. So initially, it will increase the need for local drivers to deliver all these loads back and forth, while autonomous trucks take them on the part that keeps drivers away from their families. So I think that's a pretty interesting way to do it. Now, eventually, the truck will be able to go the whole way, and that's no problem. But that's quite a few years down the road. Now, John's 94 and 39. That's okay. Fort Wayne is supposed to get 3 to 6 inches of snow Tuesday night. That's crazy. George H.W. Bush, that's crazy. I'm going to have to look further into this. It's time to take out the groundhog. Yeah, what was he talking about? I'm 70 to June. I'm still driving. Emergel Barrett. All right. Well, that's, are you planning on retiring? Do you just love it that much? I mean, I'm just wondering if you are just going to keep on keeping on with it. Helicopter flight on Mars. Isn't he dead, Bowie? Yeah, did you see that? They flew this Ingenuity helicopter on Mars. They took it up with that thing that's landed there and took it out and flew it around. They flew it on Mars. The coffee vending machine where I work has the paper cups with the folded handles. It also serves hot chocolate for free. Oh, that's nice that it's free. I've seen those, but would you use those handles? I mean, they're nerve-wracking. I don't know if they are up to the task of what's in there. We don't want to get the problem with their crotch burning like that one lady who had to sue McDonald's. Lytx Safe Driver Award is like getting a Good Samaritan Award from the CIA. Yeah, that's a very good comparison. Lytx Safe Driver of the Year Award from Lytx. They made a big announcement. There's a bunch of drivers that they have that got a Safe Driver Award. So basically it's like, here, don't work here, don't work here, don't work. I mean, come on. It's Lytx Award. What driver agrees to accept that award? Lytx, do not give me that award. I don't want it. The reason it's illegal is because California has you pay for this CRV when you buy the product. A case of soda is $1.09. When you recycle, you only get 23 cents back. Isn't it? Don't you pay the amount? It used to be a dime or maybe a nickel a bottle. But then when you'd bring the 6-pack of bottles back in, you got 30 cents back, right? So you'd get the same amount of money back. My dad was proud to be a Teamster member of 705 in Chicago. I had a short stint as 705 myself. Yeah, I'm glad he was. Because as we see from Volvo, that's the only way that you can affect change at your company is through collective bargaining. When drivers don't like a place individually, they just don't like it. But if drivers didn't like a place collectively, they can get stuff like at Yellow Freight where insurance is free. Okay, it's just certainly just collective action is where you get results. They've been flying humans to Mars for 2 decades, Trucker Hershey. All right. Well, they can go land by this helicopter. Autonomous trucks are just another form of automation. Automation drives down prices. That's true. Everyone is made richer and has a higher standard of living. The more labor costs are reduced. Yeah, look, I said I'm for it, especially to take out these longer runs. I'm in. All right, I think it's coming anyway, and we're going to get there. It's just a ways away. Here we get this Tesla that runs into a tree. All right, so it's not something that we can depend on yet. Roger Penske is here. It's good to see you. Where is your Weiner? That's a good question. It will be regional as well as local. Interstates do not go everywhere. That's correct. Not yet. They don't have to, though, right? It's just most of the runs. Kelly, I stay out 6 weeks, then 6 or 7 off. Yeah, so a day per week, right? So 30 days a year sounds right, exactly. So people are home a month, and this is what Too Simple has said. They would like to eliminate that so that you could still drive a truck, right, and be home to your house every day. That's what Too Simple has talked about, and they are getting a lot of attention for it. They're at $8 billion of valuation. I mean, that's not some, mom and pop startup anymore. That is serious. Let's see here. I suppose you misunderstood. I'm saying if the industry goes with autonomous trucks, there'll need to be a team of engineers plus the regular mechanic and tire guys at each fuel stop. Squirrel, well, the drivers that you won't need a fuel stop necessarily, because a truck could go probably close to or pretty much coast to coast, because there won't be any stopping. There's no overnight idling. But even so most loads are not coast to coast. So you can do most of the loads, and at the place where the driver comes, they could have fuel there. And the local drivers could fill up the trucks, and they'll pre-trip them or whatever. And if there's a problem, then they could call a mechanic or tire guy, just like they do now. Like, there's not tire people everywhere, but if you get a flat on the road, they can call the Loves over to do that kind of stuff. So that can be easily solved by the local drivers, who would be paid hourly. So I wouldn't care if I'm delivering a load or filling up their truck or whatever it is. Teamster's certainly better than the guys averaging 47,000 starting. Teamster's probably much safer drivers. Well, I always thought that hourly would get you at the speed limit or to slow down. It doesn't seem to do that. I see a lot of drivers that are going faster than they probably should, considering how they're getting paid. I'm not telling people to gold brick it, but I'm telling you, if the speed limit is 55 around Indianapolis and you're hourly, you should be going 55 miles an hour. It would be expensive, but you just have mechanics like normal. So they could put a shop near some of these drop-off points. In between, it'd be like any other company some companies are big, they only have a few terminals. So in between, if the truck breaks down, it just goes back to, a shop in the area. So instead of being a driver, be a truck repair person. That's true too. You could go to truck school to learn how to be a mechanic and fix the autonomous trucks. Too simple is hiring. They have a huge ad for like 100 people to fix autonomous trucks. And I don't know how you learn how to do that, but they do need people to do it. Luke is, how good is the 10-speed manual in a 17 Peterbilt? The last time I drove a manual was a 2015 Mac, and it was awful. Could not get a smooth shift. It depends who makes it. Your Mac could have been all Mac, right? So the Pete probably has an Eaton in it or something. Do you recognize today as Patriots Day holidays or just here in Massachusetts? I did not know that, so apparently it's just there. Only Massachusetts Patriots Day. I recognize every day as Patriots Day in the United States. Every day should be a day for Patriots. How about that? DOT requires you to carry spare fuses, even though you may not know where they go. That's true. Shops should provide you one of each light as a spare. Most facilities can change a light you bring. That's not a bad idea. So these LED lights, that's true. But here's the thing. I pick up different trailers. They're not our trailers necessarily. So it could be anybody's trailer. And so I'd have to have lights from all different makes. Every make of trailer that is basically available on the road. Back as old, I think the 23 years old is the oldest trailer I picked up. And so I'd need all the way back from that, all the way to new, from, Monons to Great Danes to everything, Hyundais, all the different trailers. I'd have to have a huge thing of bulbs and stuff. So that would be pretty interesting to do. That wouldn't be a bad idea, though. I was 400 pounds. I stopped drinking soda, candy, now 238. That's pretty great. I mean, that's super good. You lost a whole person. Are you comfortable with letting a computer decide to either run over a family of 4 or put it in a ditch? I don't know. What would a driver do? I don't know. A driver just ran a truck driver over in a truck stop at the Loves because he was speeding. Think about that. I'm sure you saw that article. It was just the other day. Other drivers said that truck was, quote, flying through the parking lot. He ran a driver over and dragged him along. An autonomous truck, had it been in there, would only be going 2 or 3 miles an hour, whatever is the amount that they programmed in. So I don't know. They can't even get GPS to work. Self-driving trucks won't happen for a long time. I agree with that, Norman. Absolutely. It's decades before they actually get it figured out. Before they get it figured out at any scale. That I agree with. I'm hourly. It's a lot safer, Scott. I do think it would be, but I don't see, and I'll see Yellow and stuff going around, and Hogan. I know a lot of them are hourly. I see their ads. So I know, okay, this driver is hourly. I know it. They're running an ad right now. Why is this driver going 65 and a 55? He's paid by the hour. Why is he not running the speed limit and being safer? That's all I'm asking. The speed limit, whatever it is. Especially through the big cities, the mark of excellence, General Motors, like my Sonic. I set the cruise at the speed limit, not hourly, but in my opinion, it makes the drive less stressful. Let everybody go by you and get out of the way. I agree. Look, it's 55 around Indy. There have been a lot of cops lately, by the way, running around out there. Volvo's laughing at the union right now because they can't get the parts. So what's the point of striking? I did think about that too, but I didn't want to say that. Now, a couple of years ago, the union had Volvo by the neck, but now Volvo has the union. I know they picked a time to strike when Volvo basically can barely build trucks because it can't get the chips. And I thought, right now, what they should have done is just continued talking. That's what I would have done. Their contract ended. They had a 30-day extension at Volvo Trucks. That has expired, and they decided to go on strike rather than continuing to talk, which they could have done, and continuing to work. But right now, the plant has a computer problem. These chips, they can't get them, and so they can't really build trucks. So they're striking at a time when you can't build a truck anyways. And it just doesn't make any sense. They should have waited until Volvo could start really building trucks and get behind. Then you strike. You have to strike at a time when it is beneficial to you. So this is not going to do them as much good as they think it is. Wilbon79, good afternoon, Trucking Answers fans. Mark, keep on trucking. All right, thank you for coming in. My dad really loved the companies he was with. Louis Smith Cartage, Eureka Cartage, I remember them. Jones Truck Lines, I think I've seen them. And Hyman Freightways, oh, I think I've seen that truck around. Tulsa needs to have a blue hazmat sticker on their cars with dangerous when wet. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't. I mean, the battery weighs more than 1,000 pounds, if I remember. You'd have to have it on your truck if you carted that thing around in there. Gear Chamber, Mark, I am old too. Remember those sodas in a cup? It was a little short cup. Right. It was just a little cup. You only got, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 ounces in there maybe of soda. And I'm thinking a dime to start with, and maybe it went to 15 cents by the time the Bruce Lee movies were about ending. The Teamsters Union is not great now, Robert Daniel, but when Jimmy Hoffa was around, it's a different story. Because people are not willing to step out of work even for a day because sometimes they'll say, well, I'm going to be fired. And sometimes they'll say, well, I don't have any money. And so I'm like, well, you don't have any money because you're unwilling to take any kind of action to better your situation as a group effort. If you go in and tell your company you want a raise, they go, get out of here. But if everybody says, we're going to get a raise or this place closes, that's a different story. Then they talk. Max Shift Ugly. I think it was probably a Mack transmission in that thing, right? Aviator trucker Will Holland Transportation used windmills to power their trucks. Will Holland, very good. Will Holland used windmills to power their trucks. I will say they use windmills here at City Bus to power the buses. When at night, when they're charging and stuff, they have windmill power. The computer can factor hundreds of solutions to possible problems, far more than drivers. Midlife trucker. Though computers can do, once they think a little better, it's not going to get tired. It doesn't have a family problem. It doesn't need a day off. Like Terminator, right? It doesn't have any empathy. It just makes a choice. It just makes whatever the best choice is at the moment. And they say, well, empathy, well, I don't know. It's not sick. It doesn't need Patriots Day off. It doesn't need anything. It doesn't take vacation. It'll drive all the way across the country. I'm salary. It's annoying unless I get these 5-hour days. It depends how many hours you get if you get a salary, right? If you got 5 hours every day, you'd be fine. Indiana state symbol is a construction barrel. There are a lot of them out. I hope you'll come and visit us at visitindiana.com. How about that? Plan your next trip to Indiana and be in a state of happiness. Any white Volvo Mafia here in sandal-wearing truckers? Yeah, like that guy in that picture, right? Do not wear sandals if your feet look like Fritos corn chips right out of the bag. Aviator trucker. Yeah, I mean, there's a line not to cross. If your feet look great, then yeah, fine. Or wear sandals. But, I mean, can we agree that wash your feet every once in a while and not in the sink? 6BT359. Hey, Mark. Good day, gentlemen. If you haven't already, could you make a Sunday rant for truck drivers who treat the side of the interstate like a parking lot? Yeah, I've talked about that some, but what is up with that? And this has helped a lot since the brake changed to where you can take your brake on duty. I think that was the problem to start with, and I got to say duty again. But stopping on the side of the highway is unsafe and illegal unless you're having an emergency. Do not stop there. Go to the ramp. I've seen people parked at right where there's a ramp. Go up the ramp and stop up there if you need to do something. It's super dangerous. Mark of excellence. I saw one guy go through the truck stop so fast that I legitimately thought he was going to roll it. Crazy and not professional. Yeah, what are we doing here? There's people walking all over and nobody's paying attention, even though they should be. Put your phone away when you're walking. It should be in your pocket because you don't know who's going to come out from between the trailers. You're going to have to fight. Who knows what's going to go on, okay? You want to be ready, hands ready. Do not be looking at your phone. Look where you're going because people are looking at their phone walking. The people driving are looking at their phone. Nobody's looking where they're going. Put your phone away and walk inside. Right. 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 Let's see. Well, even Bridget agrees with that. Right, Bridgie. She would not be going fast. You shouldn't either through there, but nobody's paying attention. You know, it could be any reason why you do not want to be looking at your phone. Your own safety from either a truck or another person. So why wouldn't a fully loaded car carrier with Tesla vehicles have to run placards, Dave? That's a good question. I mean, they have thousands of pounds of batteries on there, but I don't know why they wouldn't have to run a placard. They're probably getting an exemption because it's built into an automobile. If you had the batteries by themselves, I think they would have to be placarded. Cash is King Truck. When I buy autonomous trucks, I'm going to put a mannequin in the driver's seat with its foot up on the dash in a Puma tracksuit. Oh, right, the tracksuits. I saw a guy Friday with a tracksuit. I didn't have my phone fast enough to snap a picture of this guy. Adidas tracksuit. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This guy just got here from somewhere overseas, and he had the tracksuit. I thought, oh my gosh, awesome. It's all in an Amazon trailer with a pretty nice Volvo. If you put small windmills on top of the bus, it would charge while moving. Trucker Hershey, yeah, why don't we just put windmills on the bus? Then when it drives, it would get more juice and just would never have to stop. That's a great idea. Max torque transmission. Is that what they call those? Yeah, when it's all Mac. Cash is King Trucking is a cool trucker show, very informative. It is. It's the best trucking show on YouTube. Absolutely. When you visit Indiana, be sure to stop at the Welcome Center. I'm pretty sure they give away free preparation aids. They figure it's cheaper than fixing the roads. That's true. Then you're in a state of happiness. That's Indiana. Please come and visit us. Somebody at the Pilot in Syracuse, New York asked me if I knew where the crack rocks are. Oh, hey, do you know where any crack rocks are? Who would ask you that? Was it the cashier? Who's going to celebrate St. Swithin's Day this June? Is that near Arbor Day? Batteries installed. Oh, because they're installed. That's interesting. Are not placarded. The batteries are below the minimum required. I think they're 1,000 pounds, at least in one of those cars. So Tesla cars are like 5,500 pounds. They're no joke. They're heavy. I used to tell my trainee, if you run out of hours, flip the Qualcomm upside down, and the sand starts to run out again. This will allow you a new set of hours, and that's good. We used to just tell them to have 99 cents and go to buy another logbook at the TA. I almost missed the radio reset edition. Oh, it's there. Look, I know that's just a little thing, but it bothered me. And I thought about it for the rest of the week. I'm like, this really bothers me. Why does somebody who's going to use a truck 6 hours need to reset the radio presets? I don't get it. I just don't get it. The whole load is batteries, no placards required. Isn't that only batteries that are used? Right? Used batteries. New batteries are placarded corrosive, aren't they? If they're filled. I've been blowing my air on at pedestrians. You have to see their reactions. Oh, you should film that. That sounds like a good channel. A whole lot of lead acid forklift batteries, and they always require placarding. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Filled batteries, meaning there's liquid in them. Lead acid batteries do have to be placarded. Keltarus who travels can't wear Adidas tracksuits unless you can do the Slavic squat. Nice. This guy did look like he came from Eastern Europe, too. I mean, it was perfect. If he would have had a cigarette, it would have been better, because people are always smoking in the tracksuit. And I thought, oh, this guy's got a tracksuit on. Some of these people with some of those toes can wear flip-flops in the snow, and they're just like studded snow tires. Yeah. I mean, I guess you got to be hardy. I do know there's people that wear, open shoes like that all year. I don't know. It seems like your feet would get cold. Crack rocks at the quarry. Cue the rim shot. Yikes. Sounds like that guy got fired for doing that with the recycles. I guess the driver got canned. He got canned. He's also in the can, as they say, because he got arrested. It was a big FBI thing because it was interstate. It was a 4-month sting operation, they said, because they were taking trailers of, it wasn't just cans. It was also plastic. I guess in California, plastic bottles, like water bottles and that, they also have a recyclable thing on them. So they had all these crushed in there, and they would take them back to California and then get the money. And what the real problem, I think, was, they said on part of it, is that they would collect the deposit twice on it. They could get the deposit and then, I guess, take the trash and then take it back over and getting a double deposit. But either way, look, if we're trying to recycle these, that should be all that matters. Isn't it what that that girl from Sweden or whatever that came over in that boat, Switzerland? Remember her? I can't remember her name. She was like 16. She told me all about that. Here's one for the record. Just put air tabs on Trailer Tail. I don't see as many of those air tab things anymore. I haven't heard commercials for them, probably because they don't do any good. The guy with the Adidas tracksuit must have Ben Bosnian used to them here in St. Louis. Oh, maybe. I didn't get to talk to him or whatever. I just thought this is like the stereotypical person in a tracksuit. Close hair, tracksuit. He needed a cigarette. I will say that. He did need a cigarette. He probably had them in the truck, though. These guys are called Gopnik in Russia. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Adidas, or as they say in the UK, Asidas. Yeah, right. And Basil, of course. Basil instead of Basil. So they do that, right? But just, I saw the tracksuit and I thought, oh, this is perfect. How this looks. Oh, there's some people, they were talking about this, that have been on unemployment a year and their enhanced benefits are going to run out. And I was wondering, who's been on unemployment for a year? Are there people really that cannot find any kind of job to do in a full year? Every place around me is hiring. Over here, when you go by McDonald's, they actually have the Hamburglar and Ronald are out in the street, and you have to take an application or they won't let you go by the McDonald's over there by the mall. It's crazy. There's just no way you can be out of work for a year. No way. Unless you want to be. Every place has some, you have to go do something. The guy got arrested for recycling. I mean, we can get a pardon for those guys. Yeah, look, here's these people just trying to help the planet. That's what they should say in court. Trying to green up the place. And, okay, so they make a little money on the side. It's a couple cents a can or whatever. Try to say crack racks without saying it. Yeah, your tabs are good on the next skirt of the trailer back towards the tandems. Oh, I've never seen them back there. Are there people putting air tabs down on the trailer skirts? Used to see them on trucks, and they actually tried them here for maybe a year. I think a 16 or so, with the 16 trucks came in with those air tabs lined up along the side of the truck, all the way back in the fairing. I didn't notice any difference at all. They said it's going to be more stable in wind to get better mileage. I didn't notice anything. And I don't think anybody else did either, because I never saw the air tabs come back on the trucks. They always try dumb stuff here. Untested. They put deer whistles on the trucks for a couple of years too. Those little $4 deer whistles. They go, oh, we don't have to put, this big thing on the front of the truck. We'll put a bunch of deer whistles on the trucks. Those didn't do any good either. They didn't reduce deer strikes at all. So they always have some college graduate try to figure something out, and that never works. At least the air tabs are cheap. What, a couple $100, I guess, to stick them all on there. But they were on a bunch of trucks. Never saw him again, not another year. George Wilson, I just wanted to honor my dad today because he's 88, and he's not well, but hanging in, alert, and hopeful. I think that's awesome that he made 88. That's great. And I'm glad he's still here with us every day. All of us, right? Life is short. Remember, do whatever you want every day. So 88 is very good. The Hamburglar, what did I miss? There's Wild Bill. People were asking about you, hoping that you're doing okay. I'm saying that the Hamburglar and Ronald are out here in the streets handing out applications because they can't get anybody to work. And then I read an article just today that unemployment is going to run out for some people, that they've been on it a year and they don't know what they're going to do because their unemployment is running out. And I'm like, where do you live where there's no job for a year? There's jobs. It may not be your perfect job, but at some point you have to go do something rather than just glomming off of everybody else. Greta Thunberg, right? That's her, Greta, right? She's the one that said recycling is good. If we don't do it, everybody's going to die in the next 90 days. And so here are these entrepreneurs in Las Vegas just trying to get the world recycled, and the FBI's got to step in and ruin all the fun. The Hamburglar and Ronald McDonough recruited for McDonald's. Yeah, I'm telling you. Did you see the sign? Somebody posted a sign, not from Lafayette, at a drive-thru that said, "We apologize for your long delay. We can't get anybody to come to work." It was at a McDonald's. I think the McDonald's was in Texas. They cannot get people to come in. It's $12 an hour here at this McDonald's, and they still can't get people to come in. It's crazy. Now, is that trucking money? No. But if you're out of work for a year, is that something that you can go do? That's $500 a week. That's not terrible. Super mandatory 12-hour days. Yeah, what's up? I thought you were off Mondays. We need to get those Mondays off again. I'll attest that deer guards are the only way to go. Dave Johnson, that's the best way to do it. The deer whistles, 0. And they actually tested those on Mythbusters as well. Nothing. Didn't do anything. Free money. That's the problem, right? They're getting an extra $300 now. For a while it was $600. Now it's $300 plus unemployment. Even people that are only getting 150 on unemployment are getting 450. That's, McDonald's 12 hours times 40 is 480. So you have zero incentive to go to work. Zero incentive. Although you could get two jobs. You could work at McDonald's and another 40-hour week job and make $1,000 a week almost. Trucker Hershey rest as urants and construction companies grind to hire people. Nobody wants to work. Look, construction company, what restaurants? Oh, I see, right. Yeah, what about trucking companies? By now in a year, all these people could have gone to truck school, right? And got something going on in the last year. There's certainly something to do. You have to do something. They're going to get a job. I hope so. I hope they go get one. George Sands, it's because people are lazy and the government is giving out free money. It's about the gimme. Yeah, it has to be. With all the jobs I see available, there's really not a reason not to work if you need the money. If you're taking government assistance and there's jobs, I'm not for that. All right. If you need a job and, you need help, that's one thing. But you can't just stay on it for a year and say, I'm scared to go outside. Come on. Everything is not that scary. Would you hire someone who hasn't worked for a year if they wanted a job? I mean, they should have gone to go get a job last year. See, the problem is now, if they cut these benefits, which I guess are to September now, then people will go look for a job. And I would be like, as soon as the benefits come back, you're going to quit. That's what I would be concerned about. Not that they hadn't worked, but the fact that they're not working because they're getting benefits. And now I know that the benefits are up. And so I know what kind of person I'm dealing with. Not somebody who wants to work, somebody who's just working because they can't get free money any other way. Kenneth B. I was just at a Wendy's, who has a delicious breakfast, that just had the same sign. Long wait due to staffing. There was 8 or 9 people running around the back. It's not a staffing issue, it's a work issue. That's true too. And I was reading another story that when places get busy, these fast food restaurants, people quit. The workers quit because it's busy. Look, many years ago, when I worked at an Arby's, that was the best time to work there, when it was busy, because the time went by quickly. I love the drive-through. I love doing that. And so it was always fast. When you had a steady stream of cars there, before you know it, hours have gone by. So I don't know what people are saying. Cash King Trucking, the Taco Bell pays $13 an hour, and they still can't make a proper chalupa. Look, you should say that to them. Look, if you're going to pay all this money, I expect at least my chalupa to be proper. You should have told Jesse that. Maybe he could look into something like that. I can't believe you were like sitting right next to that guy. Here in St. Louis County, they lifted the evacuation ban and they're putting people out. Oh, really? I thought it was nationwide, though. I thought the ban went nationwide. I mean, by now, you're not going to be able to catch up. If you haven't paid your rent in, say, 10 months, right, you're going to have a tough time catching up. Your rent could be, what, $600, $800, $1,000. You're not going to come up with 10 grand. They're doing something. They're voting Democrat. Nice. If you're too stupid to do anything else other than scratch your nose and drive a truck, automation is going to put you out of work. You're too dumb to be part of society. George Costanza, I've always thought people should keep up with technology because as automation comes, you don't want to be scared by it. You want to be like, yeah, what can I do to work into a job? So if I see like too simple, who's working on the middle mile, I want to be on either end of that load. So I can still deliver that load. I can pick that load up. I'm ready. Tell them I'm ready. And so that's what you want to do. Wherever society goes, that's where you got to go with it. Please have a pedicure done before you step out of the truck. That'd be nice. Let's get those things painted and shined up. That'd be good. Then there'd be like, I like looking at those feet. Nice. I want to mount a hay spear from a tractor on the front of my truck so when I hit a deer, it's a shish kebab. Just hold the thing out there. Do you have a deer guard on your truck, by the way? $1,000 a week for 80 hours still isn't attractive. Oh, I made $600 in 6 hours unloading my truck the other day. Jubba. I agree with that. $1,000 a week for 80 hours is not attractive. Agree. But you should not be allowed to accept taxpayer money if there are $1,000 a week 80-hour jobs available to you. That's what I'm saying. Is it great? No. No, it's a good reason to figure something else out. I don't still work at Arby's. You don't have to go in there and think like, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. But you need to go do something. Well, wow, Bill, I would gladly give my job up to someone, but I don't dislike anybody that much. That wouldn't be fair to them, would it? Now, I was commenting earlier, I think before you hear that, they had the Lytics has announced their Driver of the Year award. Is that you? They only had a couple pictures, but they had other people announced. Could you possibly be the Lytics Driver of the Year? My girlfriend looks like an Arby's roasting sandwich, right? They haven't been paying rent. Saving the money in RV and trailer sales are still at a high. I know they're advertising down here like crazy. If you have a 250 or 350 pickup truck, you can go up to Napanee, South Bend area and deliver RVs, basically all you want, because that's the main manufacturer up there, Elkhart, Indiana. Oh my gosh, they're advertising constantly if you had a large truck and want to do that for a living. A Death Race 2000. Oh, that was a great movie, right? If people haven't seen that. You can. Oh, you know what? Could you use your points for pedicure? Are there any truck stops that do that? I don't know. When my wife gets her nails done, she said there are men in there getting their nails and feet done. So she goes in every 2-3 weeks to have her nails done. And I was asked, and she says, yeah, there are guys in there doing that stuff. So I don't know. Is it a manicure? It would be a manicure, right? The Burger King in Troutdale, Oregon has a sign apologizing for slow service. Columbia, Georgia. Okay, yeah. That's crazy. We need to get the king out there and get people into to work. If there's people in the area that are unemployed, receiving unemployment, maybe they should be sent an application, either for there or a truck school. Who's out there? May. Let's get them out to May. They're out in Oregon, right? I wanted to drive for McDonald's back in 87. Oh, but no experience yet. Perlman and Rogue for their supply chain. They had cab over Pete's. Nice. They do. I see McDonald's trucks around here too. I can't remember the name. All I can think of is that mustard place, which is not the right place. Did your Arby's have the meats? Not yet. Cash is king. It was America's roast beef, yes sir, and it had the big hat sign. So it had that big cowboy hat. Yep. Loves, and it was the Arby's, which I think is still there, in Lansing, Illinois, at I-94 and Torrance Avenue. So if there's an Arby's there in the corner, I haven't been over there in many years, but if there's an Arby's there, that's the Arby's I worked at. I'm sure my picture's on the wall. Do not let this person back in this Arby's or something like that, but that's the one I worked at right there. Arby's at the interstate. Loves to lie to use your points to do laundry. This is revolutionary. Petro and Pilot need to catch up. George Costanza. Yeah, why can't you use your points for everything in the store other than things that are illegal for you to buy with them, I guess, like cigarettes or whatever. So, yeah, use your points to do laundry. That's a great idea. Everything would just, and the laundry things probably could all run off the app where your laundromat, the dryer emails you and says, I'm done. That way you don't have to sit there and guard your underwear as it rolls around in there. Absolutely. Otherwise, you got to sit in that little room and listen to stories from Billy Big Rigger. I'm just here doing my laundry, and then I got to tell you 10 stories while sitting. That guy, right. Martin Brower, that's what it is. It's Martin Brower. Does McDonald's loads to the stores, right. They have cameras in the trucks, I will say, because the driver wrote to me. So they have a driver-facing camera. One of their drivers could possibly be Lytic's Driver of the Year. But he said they never bother him about it. So he said he doesn't care. And that's what I always say. How does the company treat you once you get the camera? It seems like now most places have pretty much backed off the camera. Even though they have one, they're not using them in a malicious way, it seems like, from most people that write to me. Very rarely do I get a letter from a driver who's actually been fired wrongly. Usually I'll get a letter from a driver that says, oh, they installed these cameras, now they're watching me, what can I do about it? But I don't get one, oh, I've been fired because of the camera and I wasn't doing anything wrong, that kind of thing. Trucker Hershey, waitress this morning said they went to Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner. Yeah, same sign, one waitress will be an hour till you're served. See, so they left. So I guess there's nothing more the store can do about it. I don't know how high they can raise pay like at a store like Buffalo Wild Wings, which the one down here, I go by it all the time. It's always pretty busy. There's one here in town. I don't know. What could they do? 13 an hour? 14? What would I have to go to $25 an hour at McDonald's? I have to drive through Cincinnati. Yeah, don't go through downtown. It's pretty busy. Some of these toenails need to be at the shop getting a grinding. Yeah. Once it's like 2 inches thick, you need to be on My Feet Are Killing Me on TV. That kind of show. The Foot Bro show. My sister had me go for a mani-pedi. It's awesome. No happy ending. Well, it's usually at the wrong store. And I should hope not with your sister there. Roger Penske. You won't find me in there getting that, but she did say that men are in there doing that. So not for me, but absolutely. Would they just do a clear probably on yours? That's what I see them doing. I just got a manicure and pedicure done as a male trucker. It makes you feel better and it's worth every penny. Panama Jack. Okay. Look, do you want to get one done? I'm in for it for you, but Won't be me going that. Low pay may or no pay may. It depends where you are. If Billy Big Rigger corners me at the store, I just look at him straight in the eye and say, I'm not interested. Oh, wow. You're just like straight out with it. Hey, you know what? I'm not interested. Pipe down over there. Melton has one. They never called me about anything. I don't even think they monitor it unless you have an accident or major event. Yeah, George Costanza, the thing is they can set them however they want. Like, each company can tell Lytx and Samsara, because I've read about this on their site, what their criteria are. So if you were to set the camera off, then the people at Lytx look at it before Melton or whoever gets it. And there's a criteria. Each company says, all right, if a driver's doing this or this or this is what we want to know about. So it depends on what they've set the criteria. It can be anything. It can be like if the driver doesn't have both hands on the wheel and isn't looking straight ahead, we want to know about it. Or it can be just like, were they following too close or whatever. So if they're good about it and not bothering you about stupid stuff, that's what we're looking for. Probably seatbelts is probably every company. If they don't bother you about it, then it's not as intrusive as it otherwise could be, even though I'm still opposed to it, even if they never bother anybody about it. I'm morally opposed to it. Love's Truck Stop will let you pay for laundry with points. That's awesome. That's awesome. You should be able to cover your whole laundry for a week that way. I bet a good waxy would make you feel good. That won't be something that I'll be doing, that's for sure. Holy mackerel. I may not have enough tape for that. The company I work, of course, with thong season coming up. I don't know. Company I work for has cameras, but they haven't bugged me yet. Al Johns. Yeah, so that's the thing. Companies, I think, learned pretty quickly when they put them in that bothering drivers about every stupid little thing is getting them a lot of aggravation. So I think they backed off enough now where it's only really bigger things that they're bothering people about. I'm pipe down Billy Big Rigger. Yeah. Hey, keep it down over there. Good massage therapist. You missed the wrong place you should have gone into, right? You love pedicures? I'm just not in for people messing around like that. What if Billy Big Rigger corners you at the manhole? Well, that may be good or bad. Holy mackerel. Do you next Sunday rant from in front of the auto car plant in Lafayette? What auto car plant? Oh, in Subaru? Yeah, I don't think you can park out there. Go down to SIA down there at Subaru. Parked at the front. They go, sir, what are you doing here? Well, I'm parked on the side of the road. You're going to have to leave. And there's no cars to look at there. I try to go look at different cool cars every week. Have for many years. Would Lytx fire you for flicking boogers on the camera? Yeah, because you'd cover the camera. So you're not allowed to cover the camera. That's for sure going to be something that companies are looking for. So if the camera came back and it's covered, that's probably not allowed. That's why there's always a car at the beginning of those videos. I just started putting that in there not too long ago. But I've been out every Sunday, usually Sunday, looking at cars and stuff for many, many years. And I have a whole car channel filled up with these car videos of probably 700 of these kind of videos, car auto shows and stuff. I'm just a big car fan. So the car video that you see, the picture you see, will be in a video probably the next Sunday on the other channel. That's generally how I do it. And some don't make it into the, depending on the weather and stuff, I can't do a video. So there's not one every week. So it just depends. I don't think there were... people saw, there was a 92 Cadillac Brougham I saw. I don't think people got to see that on this channel. Vote for me, Governor, and I'll put a mask mandate on gross feet. That's where we need masks. Let's get them on the feet. There's no mandate in Indiana, by the way. So it can be each store is up to them. Meyer, there's still a sign on the door. They are not enforcing it, I'll tell you that. It's 50-50 in the store. 50-50, that's it. And I was there early because the wife wasn't here. So she had a funeral to go to, so she had the car. And this was 50-50 yesterday. That's why I had the Sonic out yesterday. Cell phones on hands-free and no seatbelts are automatic termination. That's at most places. Holding your phone, not wearing a seatbelt, you're terminated pretty much automatically at most places. I agree with that. Look, it's the law. So they're just trying to enforce the law. And look, if they didn't do that, we got to look at that kind of thing this way. If a company didn't have that kind of policy and there was some kind of accident, boom. Who's on that? The hammer. We know that. That guy is all about that. He'll be on top of that. You've all seen him on the billboards, and probably rightly so, right? The company needs to have that kind of policy. Is just a good policy. But other kind of dumb policies, like let's put stickers where drivers look. Let's cover half their mirror with get out and look stickers. That's complete stupidity. Put a sticker in an area that's not allowed by DOT. You know why that went up there? Because somebody at the company doesn't know anything about driving, doesn't know anything about the regulations or anything, so they just think they're doing something good for safety when in fact they're giving you possible CSA points for that sticker. That's the problem at companies. They don't have someone do things that actually knows anything. They just have someone do something because they have a degree. A degree doesn't mean you do or don't necessarily know something. It doesn't prove anything. Elon Musk said that. He doesn't want any people with degrees. He wants people that know things. If they have a degree, that's great. That's what he said. When is your next public appearance? Well, I will be in public every day at work, but the next appearance where everybody should come is the Truckers Jamboree, and I hope to see everybody there. It's July. I'm going to say July 10th. I don't have the date right here. That's in Walcott, Iowa. So I'd like to know if anybody's going to be there as we get closer to it. That's a Saturday. I'll be there on Saturday. I should be there. I'm hoping by 11 in the morning to be there local time, and I'll spend the day there then, 4 or 5 o'clock probably, and be walking around there, and we can say hello. So that's at the world's largest truck stop in Walcott. It's a 4.5 hour drive from here. So I'll leave early, and I should be over there by 11 in the morning. And that will be great. I'm taking the day off before then so that I can blast over there. You're planning your vacation around vacation in beautiful Walcott, Iowa. And then on your way back, be sure to visit Indiana at visitindiana.com. Better coffee? I don't know. People will have to answer this. I don't drink coffee. I'm just never been a big coffee drinker. Very rarely do I get coffee. Never liked it. I like coffee and everything except coffee. So anything that's coffee flavored, delish, right? That's what the kids say because they don't say full words anymore. But anything that's coffee, I'm not really a fan of. Panama Jack got a 2009 Lexus with 72,000 miles. Which one? The big one? And those cars are made to last forever. I agree. Right? Very well made cars. Kind of not great to look at necessarily. I mean, more boring styling, especially in the LS, the big one from back then. But great car that will last forever. But not super exciting to drive. Saw this on a billboard, the Illinois Hammer. It's a different guy. Really? I wonder if he's like related or somehow, in business with the Indiana Hammer. Oh, that's good. Every state has a hammer, really? Well, here, see, I guess Indiana's the first one because his just says the Hammer. So then others have to say the Illinois Hammer, whatever, so we know it's somebody different. My company moved the panic button in my truck out of my reach. I'm always on it and they don't want me touching it. You have a panic button? What do you need a panic button at your place for? That's pretty good. The panic button. Columbia, George, I know you drive a Sonic, but I was surprised that it's red sedan. It is. And that color, by the way, is called Victory Red. Okay. I'd imagined you drove a white hatchback with a 4-speed manual. Years ago, I did have a number of those. And this is the sedan model, right? Not the hatch. But, right, this one's an automatic. It's an LTZ, heated seats, extended range sound. Right, it's only missing two things, a turbo and the sunroof. It's got every other option the car had, and I've had little problems out of it. I think 90.6 is a good amount of grease to have. Oh, right, that's very good. Hope that one day I see you on the road. Every time I drive through Lafayette, I wonder if I'll run into you, Mark of Excellence. If you're ever here for any length of time, and know when you're coming, let me know, and I'll go down to Meyer. There's parking down there, and I'll come say hello. So absolutely. So if you're going to be here, let me know in advance. So I don't want you stopping here if I'm not here or whatever. But if it's going to be something where you could stop in, I'll come down to Meyer, because Meyer's at exit 172 on I-65. There's truck parking. You can pull right in there. There's also a truck stop at exit 168 that has about 10 parking places. It's a small. You'll see it on the side of the road. I'll go down there too, wherever you are. If you're around town here, let me know in advance. Don't say I'm here for the next 5 minutes. I may not be able to come down. But if you be like, I'll be there tomorrow or whatever, I'll tell you if I can come down there. I'll blast right down there. Trucker, she'll be there. All right, that's pretty awesome. Well, Bill, I will be in. You're coming out there too? All right, that'll be Saturday. As I had to take the day off so I can leave early in the morning Saturday and blast out there. It's about 4.5 hours. Panama Jack, it's an LS460, right? The big one. The original Lexus here in the United States. A great car. Great car. Not super inspiring to drive, but that car will probably last longer than you. You'll be able to pass. It's like a parrot. Not a blue parrot, but it's like a parrot. You can pass that thing down to your kids or somebody's kids. Sounds like the Hammer's starting to franchise out his idea. Yeah, you could buy Hammer franchises now. That's pretty good. But then I guess he can say, look, every state I can do it. Statistically, red vehicles get the most speeding violations. I'd say, well, this red vehicle only has 138 horsepower, so it takes a while to get up to a speeding violation. I will say that. And it doesn't get that many miles put on it. Use the panic button every time some four-wheeler does something stupid. I'd be pushing it every 5 minutes. I know. Every minute you'd be pushing this dumb panic button. I only had one. I'm thinking the last, but I only had one, and that was at Baxter. We had a button, they told us, on the dashboard. This was Baxter Pharmaceuticals years ago. And they said if you push this button, right, it automatically lets them know to call the police and everybody will come out to the location of the truck when you press this button. They go, so don't press it unless it's a problem. They need a Tyvek booty dispenser. I agree, at the Loves. Yeah, you could put it over your flip-flops. All I'm saying, look, if you want to wear them and got the feet for them, but the parking lot is, less than ideal for wearing that. Meyer, we want to see the mansion. There's no truck parking at the mansion, of course. You can't get in the gate. Number one, you have to get through the guard shack, and then the big gate that closes. And when it closes, you can see a TA on the front of the gate for trucking answers. And it opens. You can't. There's no room for it. Pull a truck in there. Otherwise, we could. Coming from California, see, that'd be pretty good. You get the long distance award. It'd be great to see everybody. It's a huge thing that goes on there every year. If you come to Indiana, it's to see Gracie. I could put her in the car, but she doesn't like riding around. My blue parrot is in my will. Right. Who are you giving that to? Poor trucker Hershey's lost on the Hershey Highway. That would be not great, I think. Our Texas version of the Hammer sadly self-deleted 5 years back after his daughter's overdose. That's horrible, right? Never do that. We don't want to be doing that at all. Let's see. That leads me over to this, wherever it goes. Oh, right here, right? Don't do that, right? Don't self-delete. Make a phone call. And then I lost this. Right. Oh, okay. Right there it is. Blue Parrot is named a strip club in my hometown. I laugh every... Oh, you should wear one in there and go, look, I get in free because I have a Blue Parrot. I have a Kia Soul, 0 to 60 in 4.5 days. A Soul. We had a Soul. My wife got in an accident with our Focus, 16 Focus. And we got a Soul as a loaner car from Geico, who treated us very well, by the way. I'm still a huge fan, still have Geico. And they gave us a Soul. No charge. Oh, my gosh. And we're like, because since the Focus was told, I'm like, do you want to get a Soul? We're driving it around now. No way, she said. So, and it got poor fuel mileage, I thought. 26 highway. Wasn't doing great. Why is it Godzilla never beats King Kong? It's because it's an American-made movie. Nice. Sounds like you've been watching Scotty Kilmer. I do watch Scotty Kilmer, but easy to get past the guard in the gate. Just sucker Swift rookie to go first. Oh, not at this gate. I mean, with the, the pylons and stuff that are put in the ground, and also there's a moat with a drawbridge that if it's not down, you just can't get across it. So, Scotty Kilmer, when you want to hear BS about cars, that's basically what I do too, right? And about them, but because I've enjoyed them for all these years, that's why I like looking at cars. Does the gate at your mansion have a statue of a man holding a lantern? It does. Oh, very good. Someone on Twitter, right? Diogenes is out there. That is very good. So, because that's forever what I look for. I did put that on Twitter the other day, that I'm just in search of, a decent trucking company. Soul crushing cars. Yeah, that's basically what they are. The Soul was not fast either, right? 0 to 60 in 4.5 days. It wasn't fast. It was small, not inspiring to drive. I didn't think the controls were laid out good. I just wasn't a big fan of it. It ran fine and everything. It only had a few thousand miles on it. It was a loaner from Enterprise. Not a huge fan. When I gave it back to the guy, I felt bad for them too. It was filthy because this was winter, close to Christmas time. Oh my gosh, the car was so filthy, and I gave it back to him. And I had them drop me off at the Ford dealer because we'd already looked around, and so because they'll pick you up and they'll drop you off. So I drove them back. They drove me to Ford in that car and dropped me off, and that's where I got the next car. The Lizard loans you a car for rats. Oh, nice. That would be something. Let's see. So I have to go. I have to take off, though. So let's see. What am I doing here? Because it is work time here. And don't forget, if you wear it, make it a parrot, even at a strip club. Because the thing about a blue parrot is it will drown out all the noise. You can even call your house from the strip club. Nobody will know where you are. It drowns out all the background noise. Just lets you get the sound that you want to hear through the thing. GP Transco is here. They have a new pay thing this week. I may have to change this whole sign up. $1,250 a week guarantee. You're going to make more, but that's a guarantee. But look, there's going to be another pay thing. We're going to have to look for it. If you want to be treated like a professional, go talk to JB. Don't talk to JB Hunt. No, go talk to GP Transco. Fleet Nav Systems was here. See, that's why companies don't pay me to do commercials. Believe me. They're like, we're not giving you any money if you could just talk about us, but we're not going to give us any money. So Fleet Nav Systems was here today. They're going to have a live show Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Can we go check that show out? Cash is King Trucking is here. And his live shows are constant and all kinds of entertainment and information. Please, it's the greatest trucking show on YouTube. Please go over there and check them out. That's a $1,600, $1,680 a week channel, right? That's hourly pay all the time, all day. Ooh, that rhymed. I like it. Auto Transport Intel also. Go talk to Jay about car hauling on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. It's the car shipping business channel. I love Jay. Jay is the greatest. Go check him out. Would you do that? Could you do that? Would you be my neighbor? Okay, see, I remember that. Thank you all for being here, though. Anyways, wow, Bill, it feels like you just got here. Yeah, and then we have to head out. You need to quit that job once and for all, or tell them, look, you're still off Mondays. Michael Muller was first earlier in the week, and Keltarusu Travels was here first today, so I do appreciate that. Thank you very much for that, by the way. Kenneth P. was here, and I do hope to see everybody in Walcott. I hope everybody will be there on Saturday. For Walcott, the Truckers Jamboree, look it up at their at the I-80 website for more information. They have a big pork chop cookout and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Al Johns was here. Thank you for being here. The Hool was here. Columbia George was here today. Panama Jack was here. Of course, Cash is King Trucking, who everybody should visit. Kevin, thank you for being here. Trucker Hershey, I appreciate it. Dave Johnson was here today. And let's see where I go. Oh, the Mark of Excellence, which my Sonic loves. And I thank you for being here. Thou Vatum, right. Every state has a hammer, and I appreciate you coming in. I do this every week at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time for a little fun and frivolity. For those that are new, Flavio C., it's good to see you. George Costanza was here, and I enjoy having you here today. Alexander was here. Thank you for coming in today. Ifu Munso, I love that, right. I love it. Not too long of a name, though. You know, some get longer than others. Jubba Wub was here. And let's see, Midlife Trucker, Tom Bell, thank you for being here. Samuel Edward was here. Adco was here. Let's see, Al Johns was here. I get to Marty was here. Marty St. Amour, thank you for being here. Tommy Cash, but I do have to head out to my place here. Oh, let's see here. Oida will be at the Walcott Truckers Jamboree. So they have a new driver for their truck. You can come check out their Western Star. That will be there as well. And I want to thank everybody for being here, as always. And there'll be more videos and stuff coming up this week. And then more on Monday. So I hope to see you there. Be safe. And look out for the snow this week. Holy mackerel. That is going to be a big disaster.